What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in the PM. It is 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just want to come live with you all, give you another great show for today. A lot to talk about, even outside of what we talked about earlier. I also want to address a lot of comments that have been coming in the comment section, clear a few things up in that regards. But man, first day of building this dynasty has come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. The first day of building the dynasty has come to an end. I'm excited about it, man. We just started football. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm gonna give y'all about 20 seconds to come in the room. We're gonna do some live phone calls tonight before we head to bed and everything, guys. And also, I'm working on it with YouTube, guys. Everybody who says that they're not getting the notifications about me going live, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on with YouTube, but I reached out to them and let them know about the issue we're having with the notifications because I go live and people don't even know that I go live. So y'all be patient with me as I work on that with YouTube to try to figure that out, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way in the room, all right? Now, outside of that, there's some of the things that we're gonna be talking about on this night show. Is we're gonna talk about the things that Brian Flores had to say today, all the things that he brought up in his press conference today. We're gonna talk about a few position battles, what's going on in camp in those regards. I'm gonna be addressing some of the comments that came in the comment section about the videos I did earlier today. We're also going to talk about the Caldwell situation and what it looks like is going to happen for that quarterbacks coach situation going forward. And outside of that, we're going to take some calls and get you guys' thoughts on what's going on overall, man. But I hope everybody had a great day. I hope you're having a good night. First and foremost, we'll go ahead and start with the easiest topic, which was Caldwell. Flores pretty much kind of gave an indication that we may not be replacing Caldwell this season. There's a good chance that we actually won't even be replacing Caldwell. So he may not even be in the he's going to be around helping, giving advice and things like that. He can always be reached. But as far as his role, I do not think that it'll actually be replaced at this point. So that's something that I don't know if it's going to impact us too bad, but only time will tell depending on how these coaches do, how these quarterbacks look. Football back, baby. You better know it. GH Chilla, shout out to you for being the first one in the comment section. Football is back, man. And I know I'm late at night, man. It's about 8:50 here on the East Coast. But hey, I had to bring this to you all before the next day. And also, we're going to talk about what to expect. We're going to talk about what to expect tomorrow. Man, everybody's been commenting on these videos that I made earlier, man. Everybody's been commenting on them. A lot of people are happy about them. A lot of people are upset because their star players didn't start today in different reasons. Rosen and Drake. It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. All right, so let's dive right in, man. Let's talk about Brian Flores. Some of the things that he said that stood out today that were pretty huge, that can't go unnoticed. For number one, he had a message for the fans, and I like this. Flores told us he had a message for the Miami Dolphin fans. He said, basically, I guess the question that was posed, what do you tell the Miami Dolphin fans? These were his words. I tell them, support the Dolphins. We're going to have a tough, smart, disciplined team. We're going to fight to win every week. They'll support us to do that. You better know it, Flores. You better know that we're going to support you no matter what, man. But I'm happy to hear him say those type of things about what we're going to have with our team. We're going to have a team that is tough, smart, and disciplined. Y'all remember those three words. Tough, you got to be tough to get it done, okay? Smart, takes no talent. That goes hand in hand with takes no talent, and discipline. Takes no talent. It takes no talent. And I love the message that he's giving these players. And if you listen to the players, if you listen to all the players and what they've been saying, they're bought in. They're bought into Flores, and I love it, man. How you doing, Team Union? I appreciate you stopping through, man. I'm glad that you're joining the live. But they're bought in, and I love it, man. TD, what uniform you wearing this season? You always have a Tannehill on. That's a good question. It might be a Minka. It might be a Tunsil. I don't know if it's going to be a Drake or a Balaj because I don't know who's going to win that battle. What's up with you, Carnell World? We need to hit players like the Bears and Pittsburgh and Ravens. Hey, I agree. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year? That's the easy one. I want to party like it's 1973. Someday. And that day is real soon, baby. That day is coming real soon, baby. It's coming real soon, baby. And I think it might be in February of this year, January or February. I got to go look at the dates. It might be just in 2020 where we partying like it's 1973. We need to talk, bro. Carnell World, hit me up. Everybody who want to chat with me or hit me up, YouTube has messaging now. Go to my community tab, go to my front page and click on community. One of my last posts is a link. Click the link and you'll add me as a friend and you can message me directly. So go check that out, man. And even if you don't want to message me now, go check it out anyway. All right. TD, we need that defense to be solid this year. I think that's going to be our strong suit, Jerry Cole. The defense. The defense is going to be everything, man. TD, the OG. Appreciate that, Colin. And Carnell, let me know. Are you talking about talk to me on this show in front of everybody? I'll give you the number to call in, man. You just tell me what you want to chat about. I am a Miami Dolphins, but what other teams do you all watch other than Miami Dolphins? Be honest. I'll be honest. I watch Miami. I watch the Dolphins. I watch the Miami Dolphins. I watch the Phins. I watch teal, orange, and white. That's it. And now I watch games in the playoffs if we're not in it. But other than that, loyal to the cause, baby. Loyal to the soil. Let's go. Fins up. You better know it, Colin. You better know it, man. Good answer. It's the best answer. Ain't no better answer. Let's go, baby. Man. But back to man, y'all talking Saints going to win it all. Who fat? You mean who that? Yeah, I mean, I think the Saints do got a good chance to win all of preseason. You might be right. It's just that they played the Dolphins in preseason, so it's going to be hard. So that's all I'm going to acknowledge to what you said about them winning it all is the preseason. Let me sip on that. Appreciate it. We got cheated. Hey, we get cheated every year, man. But anyway, let's get back to it. So that's what Flores said. I love what he said in that regard, man. He also, let me talk about another topic because I'm tired of the crap, man. I'm tired of people just hating on me because of who they like, okay? Let me go ahead and talk about it, okay? Flores said these exact words. So stop attacking me for believing in Flores's logic. Okay, he says, you have to earn the role of captain. Set good examples for the team in every facet. He also said, there are no guaranteed starters on this team. You have to earn your starting role. There are no guaranteed starters. I don't care who you are, what your name is, you are not a guaranteed starter on the 2019-2020 roster. You have to come to training camp and preseason and earn your role. Best guys will play. Best guys will make this team. And how do we determine if they're the best? Based off of training camp and preseason. Now, I know I'm about to ruffle a few feathers when I talk about this. Hit that like button, y'all. That mean ain't nobody safe. Now, it's easy for us to assume certain players safe, like who's going to beat Tunsil out? You know? Who's going to beat Kenny Stills out? You know, who's going to beat Xavier Howard out? It's safe to say, you know, as a common sense, it's safe for us to say there's some guys that we know are safe, but stop discounting what Flores says out of his own mouth that nobody has their starting position yet. Nobody is guaranteed. So I wanted to start with that caveat of saying, okay, let's be 100 here. There are about 3, 4, 5 players that are safe, that are guaranteed. But where did we get off thinking that players like King and Drake is guaranteed to be the starter? Where did we get that notion? With the new regime, who has clearly told you, ain't nobody guaranteed. You got to earn it. There's no one guaranteed. Where did we get the notion to think that King and Drake is automatically going to be the starter? Now, I know some of us feel deep down inside that, come on, man, King and Drake going to be the starter. Okay, that's fair if you feel that deep down inside. But let's not sit here and act like the job is already his. Like he ain't got 2 good running backs sitting right behind him. I make a video earlier talking about we're not going to sit here and act like Kalen Ballage didn't get the first team reps to start practice today. And you had a lot of King and Drake fans come into his defense talking about, come on, man, he just mixing stuff up. Stop thinking too deep into that. Am I thinking that deep into it? Now, I agree with you. He is mixing things up. That wasn't the only position where it was like, huh? He's mixing things up. But where did we get the notion to say that King and Drake is automatically going to be the starter? Y'all need to chill with all of that. For some reason, we treat this man as if he's all pro, as if he's a pro bowler, as if he's even had a season over 800 yards. I ain't say 1,000. I said 800. Hell, I don't even remember what the third year was, but we act like he had a season over 600 yards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I mean, come on, guys. We sitting here acting like we righting the ship because the man did the Miami Miracle. And then you got some people, I'm not even going to associate their name with it. Y'all can go check the comment section out yourself. Some people telling me I need to keep it real. I need to stop basically lying. They defending King and Drake saying, if you take away Kalen Ballage's 75-yard touchdown, King and Drake has better yards per carry. You're a lie. I just did that. Because, no, don't get me wrong. If you take away Kalen Ballage's 75-yard carry from Minnesota, yes, King and Drake going to have a better yards per carry. But that is so lopsided. Let's be fair here. Let's take away King and Drake's 75-yard run. And let's take away Ballage's 75-yard run. But, we're not going to take away King and Drake's little 50-something yard run. And then look at it, and Kalen Ballage still have the better yards per carry? Do you know how ridiculous that is to make a point to say, take away Ballage's 75-yard carry, and Drake has a better yards per carry then? Oh, but don't take away Drake's largest carry. Just handicap him. Like Drake ain't had no 50-yard carry. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Come on, talk about keep it real. The film doesn't support nothing I say. Another thing about Kalen Ballage. Why do we forget that this kid was a rookie? Why do we forget that this kid was a rookie? For some reason, do you know that there's a lot of Dolphin fans thinking that it was his second year? He was a rookie. A rookie. It ain't my fault this man put up 5.3 yards per carry. I don't care if one of the carries was from a 75-yarder. He earned it. If you go look at any running back, if you look at yards per carry, you're going to find a big chunk one in there. And if you take away the 75-yard rush, he's only 3.3. Oh, why are we taking it away, first of all? But do you know if we take away Kenyon Drake's largest one, he's a 3.1? Oh, but you don't talk about that. Come on, man. Stop hitting my comment section. It's like some of y'all literally, it's like this personal vendetta. I got to prove TD something. I got to prove that he says something wrong. Something. I got to prove he says it wrong. It's my job to find something he says wrong and make sure I hit him with it. The problem is you don't realize the humility that I have. If you prove me wrong, all you're doing is educating me, and I'm showing appreciation to that. Not like, oh, man, he stumped me. No, I appreciate you proving me wrong. You're helping me be even more factual on this channel. But don't try to prove me wrong and be wrong. Come on. That ain't what this is about. We spreading the news. I'm giving you my factual news, my conclusions based off of the facts. And if I'm off, trust me, I wasn't wrong. I was just only mistaken. I know that sounds arrogant, but it's the truth. Because I don't just throw things out there. I have supporting data. And maybe I looked at the data wrong and you might have seen it a different way and I didn't. And I'm like, wow, thank you for that. Not, oh man, he done showed me up. No, it's like some of y'all have a personal thing in the comment section to prove that I'm wrong. And 9 times out of 9, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 9.1, you're wrong, even more. Come at me with that. If you take away his 75-yard rush, Drake will have a better yards per carry. What kind of logic is that? And you're not going to take away Drake's largest rush? And then why am I going to take away a 75 for 54? That's unfair to Balaj, who earned them about 20 extra yards that Drake didn't. Forgetting this man was a rookie, looking good. And one thing I like about Balaj, when he get that ball, even if it's only a 5-yard gain, he keeps going forward. Man, I love it, man. Shake Money said, what up, TD? What's the point of debating this to death? And end of the day, it's Flores' call. No. We're not debating it. I made a video earlier pointing out what I saw. So that if Balaj ends up starting, y'all don't look surprised. I want y'all involved with this process the entire time just as much as me. So if I'm noticing something that looks a little funny, I'm going to bring it to y'all attention. And we're going to keep our eyes on it. Tomorrow, we might come out and Drake is starting. Then we can sit there and we can say, oh, you know what? You know, that's more evidence to say he's mixing it up. But if we come out tomorrow and Balaj starting again, excuse me, it's like, oh, that's 2 days in a row. Oh, that's 3 days in a row. Oh, that's 4 days in a row. What's up with this? Oh, preseason game 1. Wow, Balaj is on the field? Oh, preseason game 3, the one that matters the most. Oh my gosh, Balaj is really in the starting unit. That's all it's about. We notice something, we call it out. And if Flores starts Drake tomorrow, it starts to correct itself. But don't pounce on, hey, oh no, come on, man, you tripping this and that. Why do we my point of this matter is why do we automatically think that Drake is the starter? Why do we act like he's earned the right to be the starter? Let's not forget, he was the backup to Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi gets traded in the middle of the season, which is all the opportunity in the world to tell your general manager and your coaching staff, this is my job. And what did they do the next year? They brought in Frank Gore and said, Drake, not yet. Y'all want to ignore that? Yeah, TD, but, you know, Gore was a veteran and he was better, so that's why he started. That's the point I'm actually making. You think that if New York would have brought in Saquon Barkley, if New York would have brought in Frank Gore, Saquon Barkley wouldn't have been starting? Because that's how some of y'all act like Drake is Saquon Barkley. I don't. Y'all already know I don't. But that's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Drake couldn't start against Frank Gore. That's the point I'm making. My whole point here is, why do we sit here and act like he's automatically guaranteed the starting position? Is it because of Miami Miracle? Really? Y'all help me with that one. No, and another thing, you know how he was talking about take away Balage's 75-yard run? Do you know Drake's longest run was tied? He did it twice. It was like 56 yards or something. He tied his own long twice. So if you take both of those out, do you know that this man averages 2-point-something per rush? Two of his big chunk runs were 56 yards, both of them. You take those two off, he averages 2-point-something per. Every run counts. Exactly, Pete. That's why I wouldn't take neither of theirs out. I wouldn't take away Drake's long runs, and I wouldn't take away Balage's long runs. And at the end of the day, Balage averages 5.3 per carry, and Kenyon Drake averages 4.6. Let me pour on that. Man, dude, Drake is a game breaker. I'm glad you said that. Let me teach you something. Yahweh Bula, let me teach you something about this game breaker thing. And we're going to exclude the Miami Miracle because that's what has a lot of y'all pumped up on him a lot. But let me teach you something about a game breaker in Kenyon Drake. First drive, we stall out, punt the ball right away. Kenyon Drake ran the ball twice. Second drive, we get one first down, then Kenyon Drake runs the ball twice, we stall out, punt the ball. Third drive, Kenyon Drake, we're on the 20. He busts open a 40-yard run. Game breaker. We're on the 40-yard line of the opponent. We stall out, punt the ball. Y'all get excited about the game breaker. Oh, he can give you a 40-yard rush at any time. But don't realize all the rest of those rushes are less than 4 yards. A lot of them. Now, he gets some good rushes here and there. Don't get me wrong. But y'all got this game breaker mentality all wrong. I'd much rather a Frank Gore type running back, a Kalen Balage type running back. He ain't going to give you less than 4 per carry in most situations. 4, 7, 3.5, 8, 11, 9, 6. Occasional 1 or 2. But it ain't those negatives. I prefer that. First down, first down, first down. Maybe a punt, maybe a field goal. Versus punt, 40-yard run, and punt anyway. I'd much rather that. Methodically balancing the ball. You know those big runs don't help you have that much balance? That's why Frank Gore started last year. I thought Drake was going to start, but that's why Frank Gore started. Because Frank Gore, every time he ran that ball, it was 4 here, 7 there, 9 here, 11 there, back to 3, back to 6, then 8, then 4, then 9, then 13. He was helping us move that ball and get first downs. We didn't have to worry about Frank Gore. First down, -1. Second down, 4 yards. Pass incomplete, punt. No, Frank Gore was putting us above the sticks. We had a lot of 2nd and 4s, 2nd and 3s, 2nd and 2s, 2nd and 1s when Frank Gore ran the ball. That's the difference, y'all. That's what y'all got to understand, man. That is the difference. Sorry, super late, but you're happy with Balage. Bring the guy today. Being the guy today. I'm not so much happy with Balage being the guy today because I actually want to see Drake get majority of the carries because I want to see his sample size grow so that we can have a real assessment. If we don't get an opportunity to see his sample size grow, that means the coach already see what they see, and they just like what they see in Balazs. JD Diesel is spot on with what he just said. This is a good problem, y'all. It really is. But some of y'all attack me for pointing it out. It's a good problem. But what's going to happen, we're going to end up having a running back by committee. If Drake gets the first snap or Balazs gets the first snap at the end of the game, you might literally see 11 snaps, 11 snaps. You might literally see that. It's going to be by committee. But I will go on the record of saying, if Drake doesn't emerge as the number one back, getting 15 carries, 13 to 15 carries a game, and he ends up being the second guy behind Balazs or splitting snaps. See, I like the splitting snaps for the team dynamic. But also, if he ends up splitting snaps 50-50 with Balazs, that's not a good sign for Drake. That just means he's not a number one back. Just because he comes out on the field and start doesn't mean you're a number one back. You got to at least be getting about 65% of the carries to be a number one back. You got to at least be getting about 65% of the carries to be a number one back. And that's just an opinionated assessment. Kenyon Drake as a weapon. I'd rather have Kenyon Drake line up out wide. Let me tell you another thing about Kalen Balazs. Kalen Balazs was a huge weapon for us last year in the Wildcat. They utilized him a lot in the Wildcat on fourth down situations and third down situations. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Kalen Balazs, direct snap, first down. Got it almost every single time. Almost every single time. And didn't just get to 1 or 2 yards. Got 4 or 5 or 6. Almost every single time. Let me see. Hopefully he does, or y'all drafting a QB next year. Man, I don't know. Y'all talk about this QB stuff. We're drafting a quarterback every year until we find a guy. I just keep arguing with people that we're not going to do it in the first round. I think splitting would be best for sure. I agree. But if we do split, then I don't know if Kenyon Drake's going to be on this roster next year. Because if he's a splitting runs type running back, his next contract, he might want a little bit more than what we'll be willing to give him. Can you read TD? Yeah, did you you said TD, New England used all kinds of backs in their system. You tripping. I'm not tripping. What you just said is correct. They used all kind of backs in their system. We're going to use all kind of backs in our system too. But what I'm saying to you is a player like Kenyon Drake, I really do think the rest of the league puts a little more value on him than I do. I'm talking about other teams. So when he hits free agency, I already said I think it's going to be running back by committee. So I don't know why you say I'm tripping. My point that I'm transitioning to is the simple fact that he may not be on this roster next year because you don't pay a running back by committee. Any running back that's in a running back by committee, you don't pay them top 25 percentile of what running backs make. You pay them average because we're doing this by committee. And Kenyon Drake might actually on the open market get more than average. So again, if we're running a running back by committee, he's going to get a little more than average. So I don't think he's going to be on this roster after this year. That's why I say he has to emerge as the number one back and get 65% of the carries for this team to actually say we'll give him the money that he can get in the open market. It ain't going to be a massive deal, but to give him a little bit more than just what average running backs get. That's all I'm saying here. So I'm not really sure how I'm tripping. Maybe just elaborate and I'll understand better. Gotcha. Thanks for clearing that up. Oh, okay. All right. I believe Rosen will do better, but he's going to be mediocre. Man, I was going to talk about this in another video, and then I was like, no, I'll just wait. Let me see a few more days before I start talking about Rosen. But we live tonight, man. Let me dive into that for a little bit. Nothing's changed from what I've been telling y'all. We don't need to rush the kid. Maybe some of y'all need to look in the mirror and say to yourself, it's time for me to realize he's a kid. He's a kid who, in my opinion, could be great. I really do. When I watch his film, I see some things that's like, and then I see some things like, ain't many people can do that in this league. There's not many people that can do that. This or that. Especially the way he throws floaters, like right over the defender that drop into his receivers. You know, you see some beautiful things from the kid. But I continue to stress to every single one of you, and I'm going to talk to his fans. Not everybody else is just like, oh, if it's going to start, whatever. I'm talking to his fans. If you want to see Rosen succeed, stop calling for him to be the starter right now. You are going to do it. If they listen to you, you would doom this kid. You would ruin his NFL career. You would ruin his NFL career. Put it like this. Imagine Fitzpatrick not being at camp. And Rosen was our number 1 overall pick this year, and he was the guy we were riding with no matter what. Just like y'all say with Tua next year. Say Rosen came out this year and we drafted Rosen this year. And he played and practiced the exact way that he's been playing in OTAs and today. You would already have a disappointed fan base. You would. And it would be unfair to the kid who still needs to develop, needs time to grow. He needs to develop. He can be great. But if you throw him out there right now and you got people feeling like he's all we got, but it's not looking great, you're going to doom him right away. Let me tell you why. Say he started this year and he plays like he did in Arizona because he's just not ready yet. Not saying he won't be one day, but he's just not ready yet. You have already started the Tannehill effect. You have already started the Tannehill effect. Now 50% of the fan base does not like Rosen, and they are calling for Tua. But you know what would happen? We won't go get Tua. We ride out with Rosen. You remain happy. 50% of the base doesn't remain happy. Rosen gets a little better next year. Still ain't great, but you see the improvement, and that's all you ask for. That's all you ask for. You all are happy. The ones that don't like him, see, we should have got Tua. I mean, he's playing better, but this ain't no franchise quarterback. The following year, he gets even better. He's improved. He goes from a 4 to a 6 to a 7. You see the improvement, but we're still losing. And the fan base is already mad at the franchise for sticking with this guy. Now they full out hate him. The 50% full out hate him. No matter what he does, they can see the improvement and they hate him. They're calling for the coach's job at that point. The same problems we've been having for the last 20 years in a cycle. They calling for the coach's head. They calling for Greer head. They calling get rid of Rosen. Bring somebody else in that's going to change it up. And then next year, you know, the very next year, Rosen's up for a contract. You see he's developed every year and gotten better and better. Now you give him a good deal. It may not even be astronomical, but you give him a great deal. But the more money now that you pay him, instead of the $2 million we pay him every year now, even a bottom tier quarterback, not even an average quarterback is going to demand $20 million 3 years from now. And now you can't afford certain aspects of the team anymore. He may be better, but the rest of the team ain't. Maybe it's the O-line and he's getting killed again. And maybe he has his best season. But you know what? His first injury finally comes. His first injury finally comes, giving the people who hate him even more reason. Y'all know where I'm going with this. The Tannehill effect all over again. Do Rosen a favor. Don't rush him. Let him sit right there, back there behind Fitzpatrick, getting better in practice. And trust me, when it'll all work out. It might be a week 14 and Fitzpatrick go down and Rosen come out there in week 14, 15, and 16 and 17, light it up, and we like, okay, we going into next year. Rosen looked good. But I tell you, if you start him day one and he looked bad for 8 games and then he looking okay, and then he does that outburst at the end, it ain't going to change nothing. People still going to hate him and be calling for Tua. And then when we don't draft Tua, which we won't, they're going to be even madder. And y'all going to be arguing out here like you did with Tannehill. He sucks, man. He ain't got no line. Everybody, man, we had the most divided fan base on Tannehill than I've ever seen anybody. Than I've seen with anybody. We need better defensive linemen. I don't think Akeem Spence is a you didn't finish the subject. I don't think we need better defensive linemen. Because it's not just I guess, guys, listen up. Stop looking at how good the player is so much when it comes to defense this year and understand the schemes. The schemes. Great schemes will make an average player look really good. Great schemes will make a really good player look great. Great schemes will make a great player look all pro. Great schemes will make a below average player look average. So if you don't think Akeem Spence is the guy, you might be shocked at the schemes we run that makes him not even stand out, but hold his own. Hold his own. Shout out to Camilo Medina for the donation. I appreciate your love and support. That's the first time I seen yellow. I ain't know they had yellow ones. I guess that's the $10 mark. Next time, I don't know, as long as it don't cost more. But add a sticker to it. They got a new feature with the donations. You can add a sticker to it as well. Get your money's worth, man. Even funny stickers, all kind of stuff. They got a new feature in Super Chat. Next time, use that and write a message. We want to hear from you. If you can take the time to spend money on this channel and invest in it that way, we definitely want to hear your opinion, man. And matter of fact, with that being said, I'm going to transition real quick before I finish out the topics I want to talk about. I want to go ahead and take 1 or 2 calls before I keep going. I'm going to take 1 or 2 calls, see what y'all think. See what y'all think, man. I want to hear from some of y'all even about this Kalen Ballage, Kenyon Drake situation. Oh, somebody already calling. I ain't even put the number in the comment section. Oh, well, it hung up on them. Let me put the number in the comment section. Give everybody a fair chance. Let me just go ahead. Thank you for calling TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Who do we have on the line? Maybe I started talking too late because they hung up. 95. Let me put the number in the comment section real quick. 954-324-4661. There's the number in the comment section right there, guys. Let me close all these apps and stuff. There's the number in the comment section right there. Thank you for. What's up, Chris? Hey, man, you didn't hit me back in email.
I emailed you.
No, I replied to your email. Well, we'll talk about it this evening after the stream. So what's up? What do you think about today, man?
It was a very productive day, and I feel like we're not gonna know the starting quarterback week 1. and Baltimore don't game plan for 2 quarterbacks.
You think Baltimore going to game plan for 2 quarterbacks?
Yeah, because they're not going to know the starter.
Well, I think they might get a good gauge with the week 3 of preseason. Who do you think going to be the starter?
I don't know yet.
You don't know? What about the Kalen Ballage, Kenyon Drake situation? Who do you think going to win that battle?
We don't use a 2 running back system, so it's not going to be no starter. One week it might be Drake. 1 week it might be Ballage. It might be Mark Walton.
Good answer. Good answer, because you're spot on. That's pretty much how it's going to work, in my opinion, too. It could be any given week. I mean, even if you look at the way that those guys did it, the Patriots do it in the playoffs. One running back goes off for 140 this week. The other team game plans for him next week, and next thing you know, it's a totally different running back. And hey, who was the third back you brought up?
Mark Walton.
We don't talk about him enough. I know he has. I mean, he still has some outstanding issues with the legal system. I got to do some research and find out how that's looking, because I want to make sure he's going to be available to play this season. But he could very well be that next guy in line. So we got to keep our eyes on that. So any other thoughts you have?
Allen Hurts, the wide receiver. I got a feeling he don't sign with us, and that'll make our wide receiver core really, really tight.
Yeah, but who's not going to make it if Allen Hurts signs? That means at some point...
He might not even make it, to be honest, because he's just coming off injury.
Hurts, yeah, he is coming off of an injury. He's been dealing with a foot injury. But,
yeah, and it was a bad one, too.
Yeah, and that was the Dolphins' main concern today, is talking. They already said they have some questions that need to be answered by him first. One is his fit with the team, as far as from an attitude standpoint. And number 2 was his health at this point. And according to Allen Hurts, he's 100%. But sometimes they just want to find a job. But the Cowboys still wanted him. They still wanted him. He just didn't take the pay cut. So they end up releasing him because they're trying to clear cap space to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. And that's what I'm trying. He was their number 2 receiver. And that's why I keep trying to stress to people that when you pay these quarterbacks that kind of money, you start losing other talent on the team. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, man. And y'all also need to check out Chris Sports Talk. He's on YouTube as well. So y'all hit him up. Make sure you put your tag in the comment section, Chris.
Yes, and one more thing.
Go ahead.
All our wide receivers on the hot seat, because we might trade Albert Wilson, Grant, or Kenny for a good defensive player.
Well, not all of them together, but I get what you're saying. I said
all of them together. I mean separate.
Yes, I said that earlier. Nobody's safe at that receiver situation. If you haven't checked out the video I made earlier today, y'all got to take a look at it, man. These wide receivers, we're in a interesting situation with the wide receivers. If all these guys are worthy of making the roster, huh? What's that?
Tre'Davion Clowney for Houston.
Well, you think Houston gonna let him go?
It's possible because he's on the franchise tag right now, and he's not happy with the Texans.
Yeah, but the problem is that's the whole point. They franchise tagged him. They not gonna let that go to waste. They gonna keep him on that tag. I don't think they're gonna trade a franchise tag player. It'll be interesting though. We'll see. That's an option though. But thanks for calling in, man. Let them know who you're listening to.
Chris Adams from Chris Sports Talk on YouTube.
Yes, that's his channel, guys. But y'all make sure y'all check him out. Appreciate you, Chris.
Yes.
All right, man. All right, guys. We're gonna take one more call before I go on to the other topics for the end of the show. Here we go. Thank you for calling TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Who do we have on the line?
Phins 85. How's everybody doing, y'all?
Phins 85. Woo! Jersey in the house?
Absolutely. Jersey's always in the house, baby.
Man, I really gotta hear this. What you think? Hey, well, before you do, Shane Lisperance, I appreciate you donating to the channel. Thanks for showing your love, for sure, man. Hey, but Finsanity, you got to tell me what you think about all of this that's going on.
Well, first, let's address the running back issue.
Mm-hmm.
I see everybody talking about Gaskins and Walton and Balaj and Drake. I'm going to say this. You don't bring in a fullback to try to bring in a speed back to be trying to run inside. You bring in a fullback to hit one of those linebackers to create a hole in the middle. So,
for a power back.
I'm seeing, we're going with Balaj. I think he's our day one starter.
You do that for a power back.
A slot receiver or a third down back, straight up.
Hey, you bring up an interesting point. And that's so true. If you know football, you know. You don't bring in no fullback for no speed rusher.
He's not getting to the outside. That's what tight ends are for. Come on, like, let's go. Come on. Look at the roster moves. And you already know, Kenyon knows that those third downs, he's going to have to put in every ounce of everything he has in him because he's out next year. He might be out before the trade deadline, but he's going to be auditioning for a couple of teams that are going to be needing a running back. This is Kenyon's audition here because the Dolphins are definitely transitioning to a power back offense.
Man, I couldn't say it better. I'm just so hesitant in saying it because so many people try to rip me apart for stating the obvious. And hey, people can disagree, but that's a good point though. With the fullback and a speed rusher or a power back, you gotta have a power back. And even if you don't have a power back, you have a bigger size back that's more disciplined and more so patient. That's that Le'Veon Bell type skill, that Frank Gore type skill. And Balaj mirrors those players much more than Kenyon Drake. That's just my take on it. Somebody said Drake, Balaj, Gaskins, Walton, and Cox. You think we're going to carry four backs and a fullback?
No. It's a 53-man roster.
I already said that, man. I don't know why people keep on thinking that. If we have a fullback on the roster, you carrying three backs.
Come on.
You ain't carrying no four backs with no fullback.
It sounds good, but like, come on, guys. Let's be realistic. You know, you don't bring in Fitzpatrick if you're not going to have, you know, some depth in wide receiver core. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're not going to utilize your tight end, you don't bring in a fullback or a speed back.
And that's what I've been saying. I said that they might actually keep the extra tight end.
Right.
I don't see it's going to be hard. Like, and this is why I've been trying to tell people. It's going to, oh my gosh, it's going to be hard. Like, I truly do believe that we're going three backs, okay? In a fullback. Now, the issue is you're going to be leaving Gaskins or Walton out. Or what people don't want to talk about is Kenyon Drake might get traded. Balaj might be the guy. Gaskins behind him and Walton behind him.
Right.
One thing I know about the Patriots outside of what's their running back that they had who is a veteran?
Blunt.
Is it Blunt?
Yeah, Blunt, James White. What's the guy that went to Tennessee? Oh man.
But the one thing I know about them, their committee has more guys on their rookie contract than anything.
Right.
And Blunt was one of the first guys in a while that had that veteran type that was on their roster. So I think that they're actually just going to stay young at the position. I think that they feel like he's an asset that they can go ahead and get the max value for now. I don't know, man. This is a tricky situation, man. It's a tricky situation.
I'm telling you this right now. Kenyon, this might be, if you have the Kenyon Drake jersey, you might as well frame it up, maybe try to go get it signed, put it in your man cave, because it's not going to be on the roster next year.
I strongly agree with that.
Young running back.
I strongly agree about the next year standpoint of him not being on the roster, even from a contractual standpoint. What you gonna literally? I mean, and I can ask everybody who thinks that Kenyon Drake is gonna be on the roster next year. I mean, how much do you pay a Kenyon Drake? And I want to see in the comment section. Y'all let me know in the comment section, but you let me know, Finsanity. How much do you pay a Drake?
A Drake?
Yeah.
Oh man, say, yeah.
Per year.
Kill me for this. You don't pay him at all, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You don't pay a Drake at all. Like I see how the Chiefs have made it, but if you look at most of the dominant offenses in the NFL, it's a power back. You talk about the LA Rams. You talk about even the Patriots last year, how they picked up Sony Michel. Even the Vikings a couple years back, when they had Latavius Murray, they were a little bit more dominant than when they had Dalvin Cook. And you saw how fragile Dalvin Cook was. I think he got injured in week 1?
Mm-hmm.
But that offense was still productive because you had Latavius Murray, a power back, running behind him. Even Mark Ingram, when Kamara wasn't producing, you knew play that ball to Mark Ingram, something was going to be figured out. You know? So.
And now, hey, give me a second, Phins. Give me a second, because I gotta address something in the comment section. So this is the stuff I'll be talking about right here. Why do you hate Drake? He is a dynamic playmaker. First of all, I have already said he's a dynamic playmaker, and I don't hate Drake. Y'all get mad at me and accuse me of hating a guy when I look at the full scope of everything. I'm not just gonna sit here and be, oh, Drake. I'm gonna say I like Drake. But at the end of the day,
let's kill him softly with this one, okay? Let's just kill him softly with this
one. Go ahead, get him, man.
How dynamic Drake is. We're gonna kill him softly with this one, all right? Drake is an amazing running back, but I'm pretty sure Bama got his starting role, and I remember Bama was rolling in rookies left and right. But Drake was more known for his special teams effectiveness. And that's what he got his strike from in the national championship game. Let's not get us wrong. Drake is a dynamic player. He can, he has speed. But sometimes you have to look at it. If he couldn't beat rookies out, power back rookies in college, why are we trying to make him? What makes us think he's going to outplay a power back NFL player?
Exactly.
Drake is good. What we're saying is he's not going to beat these guys out. He is not your starter.
Some of these guys didn't even know who Drake was his rookie year. That's the crazy thing. Some of these guys that's rooting for him now and say he's the better back and stuff didn't even know who he was his rookie year. But we knew who Kalen Ballage was last year. We definitely knew that. And then on top of it,
when Marquise Gray came in,
yes,
a couple of those games, just running between the tackles, he's more of a Kenyon Drake prototype, and he was more effective in some of those games than Drake was. So, you really want to start, comparing apples to apples and oranges, we can really start flipping this thing on these people real quick. We can start really flipping stats on these people.
Exactly. Well, listen, man, they're gonna believe what they want to believe anyway. But somebody said they would give Drake. Somebody said they would give Drake 7.5 per year for 2 years.
What?
7.5 million per year for 2 years. First of all, Rip Tupac, he coming off of a rookie contract. He's gonna be trying to look for a 3-year deal, and he might get it somewhere on another team. But 7.5 million per year. 7.5 million per year for Kenyon Drake?
What people forget is Drake is a special teams player. It's just that Grant came in and took that.
And that's so true too, because that's what he was in Alabama, special teams.
Exactly.
And when he came in for us, he was supposed to be special teams, and like you just said, Grant kind of overshadowed him in that. And then they gave Drake more opportunity when they traded Ajayi because of his issues.
Correct.
Man,
what we're saying is Drake has been given opportunities, but he has done nothing with it. So if people are so quick to throw Tannehill underneath the bus, to throw him out there, why are we not having the same energy for Drake?
I already know why they're not having the same energy for Drake. The reason why they're not having the same energy for Drake is simply because he's never been that guy. See, Tannehill was the starter, whether you liked it or not. Drake was never that guy. And then whenever he replaced Ajayi during trash time at the end of the season, they fell in love for some reason, like he just put up 1,000 yards or something. And then all of a sudden, they bring in another back in Frank Gore to start over him. I mean, I know we had some trashy coaches before, but at the end of the day, if trashy coaches can't even see, man, come on, man. I have no idea what some of y'all talking about. Balaj was Wildcat gimmick in college. And he came in the NFL getting us first downs last year playing the Wildcat. So you're right. He was. But Drake was special teams in college. No, I was making a point to somebody in the comment section, man.
And the fan base needs to realize they gave Drake opportunities last year to run between the tackles. Show us you can go in there. And when Drake would try to run between those tackles, he's getting stopped at the line, maybe two.
Oh, exactly.
Like, what is going on? And then Gore come in, and he's like 5 yards downfield, doing a hurdle, doing a spin, going for another 2. So,
thank you. That's the point I keep trying to make to people. Between the tackles, Drake is non-existent. Between the tackles. He got to bounce it outside or try to find that one gap outside. Between the tackles is where you get them first downs. Around the corner is just your big runs, but it doesn't happen as often. It doesn't happen as often, man. And somebody said, hold on, I read something. Said that Balaj ain't proven. You mean to tell me Drake is? Hold on. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Even if you like Drake, but keep it real. I like Drake too. But are you saying that Drake is proven? Yes or no in the comment section. Is Drake proven? Yes or no in the comment section. Yes or no in the comment section.
It better say no. At this point, come on, y'all. I know we're supposed to go hard and, support our players, and we support them. But we got to be a realistic fan base, too. Like, if you want to compete in the AFC East, let's start with the AFC East first. We're going to have to be able to run. And Drake ain't that dude.
Exactly. And I'm going to have to answer these two questions here. Balaj don't break tackles. How is he a power back? A power back ain't about breaking tackles. A power back is about when you get hit, you moving forward getting hit. When they tackle you, you're moving forward. That's what a power back is. See, y'all think everybody has to break tackles, and that's what defines a power back. No, power back is also a guy that when he makes contact, at least he's falling forward. And that's what makes the difference. The spot of contact and falling forward can be 2 yards in itself. Just somebody hitting you on the 20-yard line and your fall drops you on the 22 makes a big difference. That's power. That's a power back. Another thing I wanted to, so is Drake a bust? No, he ain't a bust. No, Drake ain't a bust. Whoever had the expectations of him to be a Le'Veon Bell? He ain't a bust. Matter of fact, he's exceeded expectations. But the difference is, y'all think that his exceeding expectations is freaking Pro Bowl-ish.
Yeah, that was never going to happen.
He's not a bust. See, you got to know what you expect out of the player, and if he don't reach that potential, then he's a bust. We didn't expect what Drake is doing now out of him. So he's better than we even expected. But we can't sit here and act like he's freaking Saquon. He ain't even Gore. Come on, man. He ain't even Gordon. And we done already did that video in comparison.
Listen, when franchises bring in other players at your position, they let you know. If they really thought Drake was that guy, we would have never heard Melvin Gordon talk. And that's a fact. That's 100% honest.
Exactly.
You wouldn't hear about Dolphins, Wendell Shonson, or looking elsewhere. You wouldn't have the Dolphins drafting 2 running backs and signing a couple more to come into camp. Come on.
Exactly, man. At the end of the day, the buck stopped with Frank Gore. At the end of the day, you bring in a Frank Gore, and it was your turn. It was your turn. And they brought in Frank Gore. And then Frank Gore started. Drake is 50 times better than Gore right now. Oh my gosh.
Who said that?
Did I just read that? Okay, comment section. Everybody that's still on this chat. Drake or Gore, put it in the comment section real quick. I want to make sure that we'll give you the credibility if everybody else agrees. But can y'all please in the comment section right now, Drake or Gore? I can't believe I just heard that, but I'm gonna leave it up to y'all because I don't even want to comment on that. Can't even believe because whoever wrote it, I think they really believe it. Huh?
Isn't like Frank Gore like with the Bills or something?
Frank Gore is what?
Who's Frank Gore with? What team is he on now? The Bills, right? I think.
I don't know. Y'all let me know. Who did Frank Gore end up signing with? Was it the Bills?
It's crazy that team still won him, but yet Drake, there wouldn't even be a market for Drake right now. Let's be honest. Like, it wouldn't be a big market.
Yeah, he went to Bills. Oh, I ain't gonna like that, man. I am not gonna like that. Hopefully, this is the year that we make him want to retire. Oh, I'm not gonna like that. Oh my God! Thank y'all, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. I ain't want to be biased on here and keep talking down and making it seem like I'm just attacking Drake. But come and talk about Drake is better than Gore. Come on, man. Come on. Gore and his close to his retirement is better than Drake. He showed y'all that last year, and I can't believe how many people was calling for them to bench Gore and start Drake last year. It was appalling to me. Like Gore wouldn't getting first down after like Gore wouldn't putting you in positions of a 2nd and 2. Almost every chance he got.
I wrote a letter.
Oh my gosh.
This is a very interesting conversation. This has really gone.
Nah, it's just, man, the only thing making this interesting is the people that want to be delusional because I don't even know why. I don't even know why. I have no idea, man. He averaged 4.7 a rush. Gore did. And you know what? Them 4.7, I wonder how many first downs. I'm not even going to compare it. I don't even want to talk about that no more. I can't even believe the comment was made, man. Lamar Miller, Damian Williams, and Jay Ajayi better than Drake. I don't know about Damian Williams, but Lamar Miller and Jay Ajayi, yes. I don't know about Damian Williams. Y'all got to let me know what y'all think on that. I don't know about Damian Williams as far as being better than Drake. What you think, Finsanity?
Damian Williams was way better.
Way better?
Way. Man, do you not remember Damian Williams? He had a full of footage, see, he was in between the tackles. He could catch out the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great backup to Jay Ajayi before, they decided to go with Drake. Had Damian been there last year or that year with Jay Ajayi, there would have been a lot to be said.
Hey, enough said. Y'all done help me out because everybody in the comment section look like they agree with you, man. Look like they agree with you. They agree with you.
Damian never got his snaps.
Yeah, part of that makes me feel like maybe they didn't feel he was better in practice or why he didn't get his snaps. That's why I kind of write him off and say, if you couldn't beat King and Drake out, then no. You know what I mean?
I think that's when Damian wanted to get paid. Damian wanted some money, I believe.
Chris Sports Talk said we don't know what the coach staff thinking. Yeah, we do. Because they tell us. They tell us what they thinking. Let me start with Flores said nobody guaranteed the starter. You got to earn it. That's what they thinking. That's why we having this conversation. And some of y'all want to go against what Flores is saying of we ain't got no starters. Then y'all might as well write Flores off right now and say he's a liar. He's not going to be a great coach because he don't mean what he say. You might as well say that now, but y'all ain't going to do that because I know y'all believe in Flores too. So start believing in the things he say. The stuff I say comes off of the things he say. I'm just dissecting the things he says.
Exactly.
So when he says there ain't no starter, yeah, you better be talking about Balaj versus Drake. I don't care what they mixing up. At the end of the day, Balaj getting first team reps. And even if right now in the coach's mind, Drake is the starter, Balaj got first team reps. And what matters in him getting first team reps is what he did with them. And he looked great with them. That's what matters. Okay, let's get that straight. Drake got a few first team reps today too, but we ain't hear nothing about him. But we heard about Balash. We heard about his touchdown catch. We heard about his focus and what he brought to OTAs, and now it's coming right into I'm just saying. Am I supposed to ignore those facts? And somebody said earlier, this whole conversation is speculative. Absolutely. And the longer this information comes, the more speculative it'll get, but that speculation starts to look more and more, you can see right through it, more transparent. That's what this is about, to put it on your mind. So you ain't one of those fans that like, I can't believe we traded Drake. And I'm sitting here like, how could you not believe it? Have you not been paying attention? Right. I can't believe Kenny Stills, they traded him. Have you not seen what they've been doing? Don't be one of those fans. Complain about stuff when you don't even remember the timeline that led up to it. Come on, man.
I think a lot of fans are going to be very surprised when they see the 53-man roster and how young we're going to be.
You said it right on the head. When we get that 53-man roster, some people are going to be surprised. Somebody said Ajayi over Bell. Ajayi ain't even got a job yet, do he?
He's still with the Eagles.
No, Ajayi ain't got no job.
I swear he's still with the Eagles.
No, he ain't on the roster. He looking for work.
Well, he needs to stop getting injured.
And what did I tell people last year when I first started this channel? I said, Ajayi ain't going to be in this league too long. And people told me I was crazy. I said it when Ajayi was playing his best football before he made the Pro Bowl. I said it. And then last year, I told people, Ajayi ain't, I'm glad we traded Ajayi. Why? He was our best back. He's a Pro Bowler. I said, y'all don't get it. Ajayi runs with no regard to his own safety. He's a bruiser. Bruisers don't last long in this NFL, especially if you're a running back. Especially if you're a running back. I was preaching this all last year. I said Ajayi ain't going to be, listen, he ain't going to be in the NFL long. Y'all keep crying about us getting rid of Landry and Ajayi. Trust me, the Ajayi move was a smart one. And everybody got on me and told me I don't know football. And I said, y'all mark my words. This man, y'all go check out my old videos because I'm tired of it. Go check out my old videos.
You know what about it is, TD? Sometimes, running backs, they have what we call like some breakthrough. And Ajayi had, 3 of them? Ajayi had a lot that year, but think about the talent he got those against. Like, come on, guys. Sometimes you got to realize season to season, talent you're going to be facing on defense is drastically going to change.
Yep.
So when you see certain players having good games, look at who they did them against. Like, look at the totality of what was going on. It's easy to get 200 yards if they got the 30-second run defense.
Yeah.
Now, I appreciate them for it.
Of course.
I love watching it.
But I knew he was, I knew he was going to do well for us because he's a bruiser. He will sacrifice it all. He'll give his body and fight and just hitting it. And I used to say, I love the outcome, but you're not going to be a long-term back for the Miami Dolphins. Then when they traded him, I said, this is one of the smartest moves the coaches can ever make because I could see the future in his situation. And everybody ripped me apart for it when I defended our front office for trading him last summer. Everybody ripped me apart. We already don't have Ajayi, which is the dumbest move. We get rid of everybody. And everybody on my channel was ripping me apart. This was the infancy stages of this channel. When I had 100 subscribers, 200, 300, 400 subscribers. And I had to week after week explain to people why it was a good move to get rid of Ajayi. And now today, this man is a free agent and hasn't even been signed yet. Nobody has picked this man up. And we've started training camp.
At least you got something to for it. But it's like the only fan base that really wants to pay players.
What was that again?
Look at the future. It's like, oh, yeah, just pay him now.
Yeah, but see, people don't have an outlook for their team. They don't want to evaluate all the information together and put together the potentials of what the team might do a year and a half from now, what they're building towards. That's what I do over here. That's what I do. I'm the GM. I'm thinking like a GM, not like a fan sitting there. Oh, he's our best player. Yay, we're gonna keep him. Oh, why would we get rid of him? Imagine having Jay Ajayi on this roster right now with all the injuries he deal with, the concussion protocols he done been in for the Eagles. Imagine having him on the roster now. Matter of fact, if he was on the roster now, Kenyon Drake might not even be on the roster now. Come on, man. How I'm kidding myself, Buller. Yeah, then we would have been paying Jay Ajayi big dollars. He was fresh off of a Pro Bowl, and they wanted us to pay him the money. He was fresh off of the Pro Bowl, and they wanted us to pay him the money. The best thing the Dolphins could have ever did is trade him to the Eagles. I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
I say, I have been to the Pro Bowl a couple times. You know, I have a couple times back when it was out there. And like, come on, y'all. Who's your starting quarterback?
Oh, man, we have a bad reception. Every time you talk, it starts scratching. Hello?
Can you hear me now? Hear me now?
Yeah, it's real bad. Try to call back in. Man, while she calling, let me answer this question. As a GM, would you? I think you meant would you have kept Tannehill? I already answered that right before we released Tannehill. Finsanity.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, all right, we good now. I'm answering another question. As a GM, would you have kept Tannehill? I answered that question when we got rid of right before we got rid of Tannehill. I already answered that question. And I told y'all from a cap standpoint, I would have traded Tannehill. We couldn't absorb. I told y'all if we release Tannehill, it's solely due to the money. It's due to the money. And I told y'all I would have ended up releasing him. But then I also told y'all that if we were going to save money on so many other players like Rashard and this and that, trading them and stuff, then it might have been an opportunity to keep him if we would have restructured his deal. So as a GM, I would have kept him if we could have restructured his deal, got him a deal around 14 to 15 million per year for about 4 years and built that O-line and the defense. That's what I would have done. If we didn't trade Tannehill, we would have lost X. Not necessarily if we would have restructured Tannehill's deal. Y'all know we still have money right now, right? Do y'all realize we still have cap space right now? I ain't seen it lately, but I think it's around 9 million or something. We still got money now. I don't know if they're going to decide to carry it over the next year or what they're going to do, because you can do stuff like that with the cap. So as a GM, should we trade Rashard? No. Well, I mean, I want to see what the defense looks like with Rashard.
I think it's very interesting that they're trying body out at safety right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to read that though, Finsanity, because TJ McDonald got hurt. So I don't know if that's one of those things to fill in for TJ, or it's a real power move of Bobby, you might be playing safety and we might move on from somebody.
I think what they're trying to do, because if you notice, right over the last few camps that we've always had like a surplus quarterback. For some odd reason, like there was just always like McTyer and all these guys. I think they're really trying to make all the guys versatile to where they could play any spot of the field. Because last year we had a lot of injuries in our secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be able to fill in.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't trade him right now, though. That's why I wouldn't trade him right now. I want to see Rashard Jones on. But Finsanity, I'm gonna take another caller. I'm gonna take Trav. But thank you for calling in once again, spreading that straight up A1 knowledge, because she know what she be talking about, man. Let them know who you're listening to.
TD Phins talk all day, every day, y'all.
Appreciate your love. Make sure you hit me up again for sure, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Man, talk that talk, Big TD. Is Finsanity is calling from underwater? No, that was just the phone reception. TD. This gonna be the last one, guys. This gonna be the last one. Thank you for calling TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Who do we have on the line?
What's up, TD? It's Pete.
Pete? This Pete?
Yeah.
It's your boy, hey Pete.
How's your night going, man?
It's good, Pete. But do me a favor, Pete. Call me on my real number.
I'm gonna call you right now.
Yeah, because I think this app is messing up, man.
All right.
It's Pete. Pete in the house, y'all. Oh man, is my charger not hooked up? Oh, one moment, guys. Oh man, I can't even show it. It's my boy Pete. Hey Pete, I had to let you ring for a little, man. Hello?
Hello?
What's up, Pete?
I'm here. What's up, TD? How you doing?
I'm good, man. You out there running them streets of Miami?
All day, every day, man. Just happy to be here and happy to talk to you today and everybody else.
That's what's up, man. Talk to me, man. What you got for your boy?
I'm just excited today about what happened in the training camp and what I feel is going on. You be right on it, TD, but let me tell you how I feel is going on.
Let us know, man.
Rosen is our starter. He went in there with the second team.
Who's that?
To see Rosen.
Okay.
He's playing with the second team. What he's doing is checking to see which of those players on the second team can make the roster and be roster competitive to be a future starter, so we don't have to pay, another Kenny Stills for the future or overpay a Devontae Parker if miraculously he has one great season. You know what I mean? We're trying to find who can we stick Rosen with from that underground team.
So you mean to tell me, Pete?
Rosen is our day one starter.
But you're trying to tell me, Rosen is the starter. They just put him with the second unit to evaluate the better player with everybody else.
To see, yes, exactly.
Then why isn't he playing better?
He's trying to see those players, can they go up to par? And can they even make to be the starter?
But Rosen is the one that isn't playing well. Wouldn't Rosen be hurting everyone else's stock? He's making those guys look bad.
Nah, man, this is practice, dude. When we're talking practice, this is practice.
Pete.
In practice, you're throwing passes that are challenging as a quarterback. You're not going to be throwing passes that are simple dump routes if the pressure's coming to you. And plus, it should have been a 7-on-7 today, right?
It was 7-on-7, 11-on-11, and 1-on-1 drills.
Perfect. How did he do on the 1-on-1 drills?
1-on-1, no highlights came out of it, man.
How did Fitzpatrick do on the 1-on-1 drills?
Amazing.
He did amazing?
Yes, sir.
They didn't talk about not one pass on Rosen on 1-on-1s.
Amazing. I could just go check out my video earlier. I did the play-by-play. There's guys out there in the field that gives us the play-by-play. Now, he came in on the 7-on-7s and made a few good plays. And then the 11-on-11s. Right? What was that?
He was playing with the second unit?
He was playing with the second unit. Then he got
Rosen is our day one starter.
Then Rosen got a few reps with the first unit.
Fitzpatrick will not see the field. It's too much of a gamble. That's number one. I'm telling you how I feel and what is really going to happen.
Hey,
Rosen is going to be day one.
All I can do is respect how you feel, Pete. But I'm trying to get the general basis behind why you feel that way. I just don't see it.
Rosen
Rosen could do everything you ask for as a quarterback. He's young, and that's what the fan base has been asking for.
See, but
every single pass.
But you have Brian Flores. He doesn't care what the fan base is asking for.
Dude, go watch Cardinals highlights and just see some of the passes that he has done already. They're just amazing.
I agree. I started this stream talking about I see some things that the kid does and how he drops the ball in. Not everybody can do that in the NFL.
Let me ask you something. Who's better, Rosen or Tannehill at playing quarterback?
Tannehill. As of right now.
You know what I'm going to tell you?
By all means.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When the opportunity came out, everybody was freaking out. What were the Dolphins going to do? Were we going to restructure Tannehill? Were we going to trade him? It was taking a long time for us to do it. And the excuse was the June 1st, this and that. All this was going on. And then what happened? When New England and all these trade candidates started coming out that Rosen was available, and everybody knew that Kyler Murray was going to go to the Cardinals, except for me, because I wanted Kyler Murray to come here. We knew already who's going to be our starter once we were going to pull that trade on.
Hold on.
That's a fact.
We knew.
That's a fact.
All right, Pete, listen.
We already knew.
Okay, let me ask you this, Pete.
We're going to trade Tannehill. We're going to trade for Rosen. And he's going to be our quarterback. Just like when the Cardinals drafted hit number 10, there was no way in doubt Sam Bradford was going to stay there.
Because
this is not the Sam Bradford situation. Sam Bradford signed a 1-year deal for $20 million.
Pete
Patrick signs a 2-year.
Pete, it was the money. Of course, they're going to go grab a Rosen for $2 million per year and see if they can make something of him. If they're not going to continue with Tannehill anyway, they're not going to pay Tannehill.
You think if the Cardinals draft Nick Bosa, we pass on Haskins by any chance? We never would have passed on Haskins, and that's a fact, buddy.
What do you mean? We passed on him. We passed on him. What do you mean?
We passed on Haskins because we needed a D lineman, and we already had in works to trade for Rosen.
Yeah, but that deal wasn't even done yet.
It wasn't, but we was already in works weeks before the draft even came out.
Exactly, we were in works, but all the details came out, Pete.
Very speculation came out that they were going to draft him first, like 3 weeks before the draft. Rosen and the trade talks started happening immediately.
Pete,
the first teams was New England.
No, Pete, all the details came out on draft night. The Dolphins didn't want to give up what the Cardinals were asking, so they made a few more different options for them. Pete, do you okay? Pete, let me ask you this. If Fitzpatrick starts game 1, then what?
If Fitzpatrick starts game 1, I'm saying it live. I'm donating $100.
You donating $100? Oh man, that's the easiest money ever. Pete, you might as well donate it right now, Pete. You might as well donate it right now, Pete.
$100 I'm donating to your channel.
Pete, you might as well donate it right now. In this
week 1 regular season, not preseason. Week 1 regular season against the Baltimore Ravens, dude.
Pete, listen, I'm gonna be real with you, Pete. The only way that happens is if Fitzpatrick gets hurt. Pete.
Oh my.
Okay, Pete, I'm not even a Rosen hater. I believe in the kid and I want him to succeed. I guess people are going to think I'm hating on Rosen too now.
You really think Fitzpatrick got signed here as a 2-year deal to start?
3-year, Pete. 3. We got him for 3 years. $2 million per. It's no love lost if he doesn't start. We don't lose anything. We didn't lose any asset if Rosen doesn't start. We don't feel like, oh my gosh, I wasted this asset.
what is everybody hyped up about Fitzpatrick? What, his win against the Saints in week 1 last year?
Nope, that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. Because TD will tell you from the jump. I'll tell you from the jump. I was never high on Fitzpatrick. But one thing I knew about Fitzpatrick is he's not below average. I'm not high on Fitzpatrick, but he's not below average. And the biggest thing that Fitzpatrick has always had a problem with was turnovers. If he corrects that, Fitzpatrick is actually he in the NFL, you could probably rank Fitzpatrick probably the 13th or 14th best quarterback if he keeps down on the turnovers. And that's good enough.
No way. I'm telling you, Rosen is way more talented.
Pete, I think Rosen has the potential to be more talented. See, I think you're rushing the now versus what he can be.
Listen.
I'm trying.
What I love about Fitzpatrick is he'll put his body on the line. I've seen a lot of Fitzpatrick film. I've watched Fitzpatrick all through these years. He's a gunslinger. We literally have two of the same type of quarterbacks. Both of them are gunslingers. They're gonna pass the ball. You know, I understand you, and I want to go back to a topic you were talking about earlier as well, TD, about the Kalen Ballage, the Kenyon Drake, even Mark Walton, Myles Gaskin, all of our running backs. That's good. That's great. We need a lot of running backs.
Yeah.
You know, just like New England, they have a lot of running backs. We're pretty much running the same philosophy with a little twist, you know, with different type of scheme players. We don't have the same type of players they have. So we have difference. We're going to use all of our backs. They're all talented. Ballage, Drake are going to be mostly utilized. Both of them are going to be mostly. And Drake, especially, I feel, Drake is especially going to be used more for pass catching third downs, you know, on second and long. Let's put Drake in there because, you know, you could confuse the defense with a screen pass. You could run it inside with Drake. You could even run it outside with Drake on second and long. But on first down, I do expect to see a Kalen Ballage to make the defense feel we're going to run it up the gut every time.
Oh, let me ask you a question about that. So do you feel like Kenyon Drake is the better receiving back than Kalen Ballage? Now, this is a trick question, Pete.
I don't know. I can't sit here and answer if he has better hands or if he catches better or all of that. But what I can tell you in space, and that's what you want as a receiver on a one-on-one in space, Kenyon Drake is a lot better than Kalen Ballage.
I'll give you that.
If you throw a little swing pass to Drake on a one-on-one, Drake is going to make that guy miss a lot more times than Kalen Ballage.
I'll give you that.
His power or his stiff arm, he's going to get wrapped up. Drake can shake you, shake and bake, make you move, or even try to run you over. But you're going to be off balance because you're not going to know what he's going to hit you with.
I agree with that. In the open field, I would prefer Drake. I do. But people around here act like Ballage can't catch the ball out of the backfield. He actually can, and he does it very well.
What it is we haven't really seen it enough. But
exactly. That's why it was the trick question.
Right now in camp, that he can do that. He could turn out to be our 3-down back.
That was his touchdown today. Caught it out of the backfield.
That's what I'm saying. If he catches that ball and he does good in open space, something we haven't seen yet, we don't know if he's capable of it. Let's be real. If he can prove that to be a Drake and a Ballage in one, he's taking over the backfield. Drake is going to have to get used to riding the pine. And in reality, that's what Drake has always been in his career. He's always been a special teams guy, and he's always been behind a powerful running back.
You're right. You're spot on.
There's nothing wrong with that. Pete, Ricky was the downhill runner. Ronnie Brown was the one making the moves.
Hey, Pete, you're 100% right on that. But if you want, you can go ahead and donate my cash right now. Hold on. Give me a second, Pete. The wife calling. Hello? Hey, babe. Yes. When? I'll go back and get it. All right. Bye-bye. Hold on. My bad, Pete. You there?
I'm here.
Yeah, what I was saying is you're right about that with the Kalen Ballage Drake situation. But if you want, you can go ahead and donate my money now, man. I actually give you a discount of $80 right now, man.
Listen, week 1, what's the date?
Pete, it don't matter. The man ain't starting.
I'm telling you, week 1, Rosen is our starter.
Oh my gosh,
I'm gonna
Pete.
name you
Hey,
our starters except the backfield because we're gonna be playing a lot of shotgun.
Pete.
Forget, we're gonna be playing a lot of shotgun.
Pete,
And
you going to the Ravens game, Pete?
I want to go to the Ravens game. I just, I can't make any. I don't have anything scheduled yet on that day, but my life is a little situated.
Nah, I get it. I get it with the new one, right?
Yeah.
I get
it. I call you earlier, and I was feeding my son right there. So
I feel you, man. And again, congratulations on the newborn, man. It's our boy Pete, man. He had a little one recently, another Dolphin in this world. Hey, but Pete,
already know, man.
well, we're going to try to figure out a way to get you to that pre-party that Saturday night in Miami, all right? Even if it's for 20 minutes, man.
You already know. Just call me. Never hesitate to call me. I'm always getting.
No, well, I really want you to come, Pete, so you can just pay me the money in person.
Oh, I'm telling you, week 1, everybody just be patient. Let Rosen work his little magic, get in the swing of things, learn all the players from the bottom up. He needs to learn.
Now you might be, hey, Pete,
from the bottom up, bro.
Who am I to say that it won't happen? I mean, you're right about that. I mean, Camp can start to transform and Rosen can just start to shock everybody. My assessment is based off of right now and what we see in right now. Right now, I got $100.
As long as your assessment from what you're seeing, and you're right, and we win games with Fitzpatrick, I'm a Phins fan for life. So I rolled the pine with Chad Henne, and that was a sad story. But what are we gonna do if we winning games with Fitzpatrick? I love Fitzpatrick. He's a Dolphin. I'm not gonna never hate my Phins.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about, man. But go ahead and prepare yourself to do that now. All right, I'm just saying.
But I'm telling you, I love my Phins.
We gonna see
football, but I know football.
Hey,
and I saw what Rosen can do, and I know what the Dolphins gambled to bring him in here.
Not questioning, but at the end of the day, even if it doesn't work out,
rid of Tannehill to bring him in. They didn't get rid of Tannehill for Fitzpatrick. Never get it confused, TD, man.
They didn't get rid of Tannehill. They got rid of $19 million.
I never believed that. They paid Tannehill that money because he pretty much earned that money when he was playing.
That's true. I was one who felt he earned that contract. I was one who felt that he earned that contract, so I agree. Now the injuries didn't allow him to live up to it.
Everyone went by the $90 million, almost $100 million contract. But come on, I mean, at the end of the day, it was only going to get bad in the last 2 years of his contract, like they were getting. And if Tannehill would have balled out, took us to the playoffs, that contract, we would have been eating it right now with happiness and love and loving Tannehill.
Yeah. Man, I'm still stuck on what you said, though, man. Rosen starting week 1.
I'm telling you, Rosen is our day 1 starter. It doesn't matter what you see from here all the way to week 4 of the preseason. Hold
on. So you mean to tell me? So what you're saying to me is
Fitzmagic stays healthy. I'm crossing my fingers that he stays healthy, so that's not even.
So you mean to tell me Fitzpatrick keep looking the way he looking in preseason and everything, and Rosen keep throwing interceptions and running to the TNT wall? He's still starting.
If Rosen is throwing interceptions on the one-on-one drills, or if it's a 7-on-7 and he's throwing interceptions, don't never count that as an interception. But if it's on an 11-on-11 real practice, then we can start counting those. But one-on-one drills, 7-on-7s, those 5-on-9s that they're going to be doing pretty soon, or it's not 5-on-7s, that the defense has more people in the red zone. You cannot count those interceptions for the simple fact that he's going to be forcing in passes to try to see what his receivers can do in those situations. What he's trying to, like I'm trying to explain to you, he's learning from the ground up. So he can't go in here if he's going to be our starting quarterback and go in here with our starters in day 1 and not know who his backup players are. Then just have an excuse for the next 2 years that, Kenny still sucks and they forced him to start on me. I had no other choice. Or Devontae Parker has been a bum. That guy's a bust. He's a first-round bust. Everybody has been saying it, and they forced him to start only because he's a first-round pick. and he sucked. And I told everybody in the front office, Bryce Butler was better. You know what I mean? He can't. He won't have those. Now he can't have those excuses ever. And those excuses do happen in the locker room. That's why these men fight in there. You know, it happens.
P, I get all of that, man. But let me say this, man. I don't even want the $100, man. You know those new jerseys for the Dolphins?
Which one do you want?
The Minka one. It costs $99.99. We good right there. When Fitzpatrick started week 1, just grab me one of those all white throwbacks, man. Right there, man.
You're gonna be at the game? And you're gonna be at the game?
Hey, I'm gonna be at the Ravens game.
Okay, so either way, is you right there.
Yeah, but you can bring it the night before at the pre-party, man. Just bring me that Minka Fitzpatrick.
We're definitely gonna know if Fitzpatrick will start at least 2 or 3 days before.
Oh my gosh!
Oh
my gosh, man!
You'll be rocking your Minka jersey if you win.
Man, you finna give me by 2.5 full tanks of gas. 40%
chance. Hey, does the deal go off if Rosen gets hurt? Because you know he's a.
Hey, injury wipes everything out. If Fitzpatrick gets hurt or if Rosen gets hurt, it wipes it out. I don't want to give you that getaway because Rosen will be like, "Oh man, I'm getting beat out. Oh, my ankle. My ankle, it looks like a 16-week ankle injury."
No. But pocket awareness. Let's talk. Let's compare right now Rosen and Tannehill as a Miami Dolphin. This is what I want to do. Pocket awareness for Miami just went up.
How do we know that? He was the most sacked quarterback in the league last year, and I ain't talking about Tannehill. Actually, Rosen. So if we want to sit here and say the reason why Tannehill got sacked so much and it was because of his pocket presence, are we gonna not say that about Rosen?
Yeah, but at the same time, let's not forget the quarterbacks in his division that he was going against.
What they got to do with the quarterback getting sacked?
What does that have to do? Look, every game is different. So let's say that's why Rosen in this division is absolutely perfect. This is what I'm trying to say. We played 9 games this year, which the quarterbacks have been in the NFL for 3 or 4 years or less. And even 1 year in, for example, we played Sam Darnold twice. He's a rookie. He's in our division. We played Josh Allen twice. He's pretty much a rookie. He's in our division. I think we played Baker. I don't know if we played the Browns this year, but we played Dak. He's ending his rookie year deal. We played Carson Wentz. All of these guys, yeah, they might be good, but they're still young. They make a lot of mistakes.
Pete, you're breaking up, man. But I'm gonna say this: quarterbacks that you play against has nothing to do with it. Their pocket presence.
It does.
What does Rosen's pocket presence have to do with the quarterback he's playing against?
You said he got sacked so many times last year.
Okay.
But at the same time, he was playing Russell Wilson twice, playing from behind. Look at the scores.
Oh, because he was playing from behind is what you were saying.
Playing from behind.
Oh, Tannehill wasn't playing from behind. You right.
Tannehill?
Oh, so Tannehill wasn't playing from behind.
Tannehill would not scramble. Tannehill was a worm back there, bro. That guy didn't know what to do. He has no awareness. He's never really been a true quarterback. That's why I'm really excited about Rosen, because Rosen has been playing quarterback all his life. Tannehill's just started playing football in high school, and his first position in high school was wide receiver.
Pete.
Come on, man.
Pete.
You're talking about somebody that played Optimus growing up. Playing Optimus growing up as a teenager and all of that. Rosen playing quarterback. This man has been playing quarterback all his life. That's all I wanted.
Well, we don't have to beat the dead.
Has been playing quarterback all his life.
Well, we won't beat the dead. We won't beat the dead horse, Pete. All I know is week 1, if things continue to go the way that they are now, week 1, Fitzpatrick will be starting. Grab me an extra large jersey, Minka Fitzpatrick.
I want to do it live. I'll pay you the money live, but I'm not gonna have to pay.
Just get me the jersey, man.
What I was trying to say is, you said Rosen, he was playing from behind all year. You have Larry Fitzgerald as your receiver, that's 99 years old, just like the Dolphins. They had Frank Gore at running back. When you see last year Frank Gore getting 18 carries, 20-something carries a game, bro. This is where a disaster. Sorry for cursing.
You good, man. Listen, man. Listen, Pete. It's all good what you're saying, man. I just know that if things continue to go the way they are, at the end of the day, Rosen's going to be sitting down and developing. For the sake of Rosen, I hope what you're saying right now turns out to be the case. He beats Fitzpatrick out and he's balling. Pete, if he does that, then we know that we have our quarterback of the future.
That's exactly what you can't believe right there. He cannot be, because he beats out Fitzpatrick, he's not going to be our quarterback of the future.
No. I didn't say that if he beats Fitzpatrick. I didn't say that. I said if he beats Fitzpatrick, we'll know we have the quarterback of the future. If he doesn't beat out Fitzpatrick, we just still don't know. That doesn't mean he's not. That's the difference.
Do the same thing the Cardinals did. We're going to gamble on Rosen's comparisons to Aaron Rodgers. We're going to gamble on his athleticism and his smartness at the quarterback, and we're just going to gamble on him.
Pete,
the Dolphins are going to gamble.
Pete, $2 million a year for a former first rounder. There's no gamble. I mean, where's this gamble notion coming from? $2 million per year for the next 3 years. There's no gamble. We didn't lose anything. We didn't give up anything. There's no gamble involved, Pete. It's a no-lose situation. If the man ends up being a bum, which I hope he doesn't, and I don't think he will, but if he ends up being a bum, no love lost. You got your $2 million. No love lost, man.
So what do you think? Fitzpatrick is going to start the whole year if he's the better quarterback right now?
If he continues to play the way he's playing, he will start the entire season. The entire season, Pete. If he continues to play the way that he's playing, has a few hiccups here and there, like every quarterback does, but if he continues to play some of his best football, and again, you're right about one thing. Let's see what happens when these pads come on. We have to see that. I mean, half of the stuff you're talking about now is going to be the reverse, possibly, when the pads come on. But we have to wait to that point. But it's coming, Pete. It's coming.
He has to find out if Myles Gaskin. He has to see what Bryce Butler and all these other Preston Williams receivers that he can grow with that are young now. So he has to be with the same team.
Pete, this is actually funny because you believe what you're saying right now. What you're saying is they put Rosen with the second unit only to evaluate the rest of the second unit.
Yes. Now, they didn't only put Rosen, they wanted to evaluate what the second unit has with our starting quarterback.
Pete. Man, oh, man, you got me sounding like Shannon Sharp when he talked to Skip. Oh, man, Pete. Come on, man. Then why wouldn't they just start Pete out of there, man? The call must have dropped, man. Pete got to stop with that mess, man. We going to find out, though, man. We are going to find out. Let me hit him up. Let him know. Bye, man.
Please leave your message for
I hope his phone ain't died. That's tough. Let me see. Check one more time.
Please leave your message.
He's probably dead or something, man. But, man, Pete, man, you know I love you, bro. But, gosh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Put him with the second unit to evaluate the second unit.
Open.
You know, man. You go ask your mommy. It's too late to be eating chips. Talk about open. Man.
Tony, just open them.
Huh?
Just open them.
Boy, man, y'all stay up. Yeah, let mommy deal with y'all tonight. Man, TD, make a bet with him. He already did a bet. He said that was a one-sided bet. That's crazy, man. But no, man, Pete all good, man. That's the homie. Matthew, they did already. It wouldn't be a bad thing if Fitzpatrick had a great season. Let me take this, man. This is somebody else. Thank Thank you for calling TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Who do we have on the line?
TD, what's up, bro? It's Jake.
Who is this?
It's Jake.
What's up with you, man? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. I just wanted to tell you about my little experience.
Talk to me.
I went out there with me and my daughter.
Thank you. Let's hear from somebody who put it in they eyes, man. Tell us about the experience, man, and shout out to you for taking your little girl, man.
First thing I want to say, man, I want to say shout out to the fans because the fans really came out there and showed up.
Yes,
I was really surprised to see how many fans came out there, especially, everybody saying that we were only win 2-3 games. So you really didn't expect for the fans to come out and support like that. So I want to say shout out to the fans.
Nice.
It was packed out there today, bro.
Nice. You going to the Saturday scrimmage?
I don't know yet. Maybe. I haven't decided yet, so it all depends.
All right, keep me posted, bro.
So I want to talk to you about the Josh Rosen situation, man. How do you don't feel like we should start Josh Rosen?
It's not that I don't feel like we should start him. I think that we need to take our time with his development. If you were on the show, I don't know if you were on the show whenever I ran down through the Tannehill effect. I don't want to see that happen to this kid. And I'm not saying he won't be successful, but the problem is starting Rosen right now. At the end of the day, we got to start the better quarterback, whoever practicing better and whoever playing better in preseason, because that means they're playing the better football at the time. Okay.
Right.
That's my take. If Rosen comes out playing better from an overall picture of training camp and preseason, then yeah, we should start him because he's playing better. And Flores made it clear. He has already made it clear that, and shout out for another $10 donation from Nick Suarez. I appreciate your love and support. But Flores already made it clear the best player is going to play. So all we do, Jay, is go off of who's playing best right now. Mine was dying. Yeah, oh, never mind. I have a charger. Thank you. But that's all I can do is go off of who's playing better right now. So I actually believe in Rosen, and I believe in his talent when I watch the film. So if I believe in his talent, I want this to be utilized and work the right way. And I don't think the right way is throwing him in the fray and him having a rough time or having anything similar to the Arizona situation. Then all of a sudden we hate this man immediately and we're calling for Tua.
No. See, this is different. See, with Ryan Tannehill, TD, we was expecting for Ryan Tannehill to be our franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We took Ryan Tannehill in the first round, so we were emotionally, as fans, attached to Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen, though.
That's what I'm saying. We're really not emotionally attached to Josh Rosen. Me, I'm kind of like, okay, if Josh Rosen work out, fine. If he don't, that's cool too. But we were emotionally attached to Ryan Tannehill. We were firing coaches. We was firing offensive coordinators. It's a difference. See, if Josh Rosen goes out there and he sucks this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brian Flores' job is not in jeopardy. You understand what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make, we're not emotionally attached. We know we're not getting anything from Ryan Fitzpatrick. We done seen this movie before. Let's not get catfish. This reminds me of Jay Cutler. You remember when we first signed Jay Cutler and they was reporting how great Jay Cutler was? We already knew what the hell we was getting out of Jay Cutler, but we was fooled. There were some people that were saying that Jay Cutler was the best quarterback we have had since Dan Marino. Jay Cutler was lighting it up in mini camps. Jay Cutler started off 4-2. Remember in 2017 we started off 4-2, and then we eventually saw the real Jay Cutler, and everybody went and they turned on Jay Cutler. Listen, let's not get fooled. I don't think there's no benefits of us starting Ryan Fitzpatrick to go 7-9, 8-8.
Well, let me interject real quick. Let me clear a few things up. You're talking about it from your perspective. When you say things like we were all in and sold and we on Tannehill. No, you were. I was. But half the fan base wasn't. On Josh Rosen, you said we're not expecting that from him. You aren't. I'm not. Half the fan base is. So the problem is, I get your logic because I know there's still more you want to say, but so far I get your logic. But remember, you're speaking from your perspective. And most of the conversation is the overall of the entire fan base. Ryan Tannehill, yeah, he got coach. Well, let me back up here. I can't say that Ryan Tannehill so much got coaches fired. At the end of the day, Ryan Tannehill wasn't more than we expected. We saw a player who came in his first 4 years, had the third most passing yards in NFL history.
TD,
I'm
sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Ryan Tannehill wasn't what we expected, bro. Ryan Tannehill never played in a playoff game. Ryan Tannehill never been a Pro Bowler. Ryan Tannehill never finished the season with a winning record. TD,
was that all his fault?
I mean,
he's
the quarterback.
But see, that's a difference in ideology of football. That's a difference in ideology of football. It sounds like you're one of the individuals that say, hey, you the quarterback, it is what it is. You own the blame, you own the success. But I don't share that ideology. Brian Flores doesn't even share that ideology. When it comes to football, the offense can make your quarterback look bad. Flores said it himself. Actually, Adam Gase said it too. He said even when he wouldn't commit about Tannehill in the offseason before they cut him, they hadn't even cut him yet. They kept on pressuring him. They kept on asking him questions. They kept on trying to defame Tannehill in front of Flores and get something out of Flores. And Flores said out of his own mouth, well, when I look at film, you also have to understand it's not always the quarterback. You have to look at what's causing, in a lot of cases, what's causing the quarterback to actually look the way that they're looking. Adam Gase said it himself. Even Adam Gase said it. He said, well, y'all want me to – this is whenever the whole thing came out there, you're being soft on Tannehill and you're protecting him. Adam Gase said, y'all want me to blame Tannehill for things that I see on film aren't even his fault. Misblown assignments causing the protection to break down quicker than it should for the routes to be run. He said it out of his own mouth. See, I'm telling you.
That's why Adam Gase doesn't have – that's why Adam Gase is not with the Dolphins right now.
Okay, Brian Flores is, and he kind of echoed those same sentiments. He talked about Ryan Tannehill in the film that he watched, and he said you can't always put it on the quarterback. There's a lot of situations that other people are missing their mark, and it makes the quarterback look bad. There are a lot of things that can happen on the offense that makes your quarterback look bad. I'm never going to believe in the ideology we suck. Well, it's the quarterback's fault. We have the worst passing game in the NFL. It's the quarterback's fault. It could be, but we can't sit here and put it like this. Are you a football player?
I don't play football in high school.
Okay, but right now, see, TD wouldn't be able to stand a chance in the NFL right now with these players. Would you be able to stand a chance in the NFL with these players?
I mean, I don't know. It depends. I don't know.
And I don't know either because I don't know you like that. But I guess what I'm saying is, let's take a Jakeem Grant. Let's say Jakeem Grant, and I know this is far-fetched, but I'm trying to prove a point here. Let's say Jakeem Grant is our left tackle, he's our left guard, he's our center, he's our right guard, and he's our right tackle. You put Tom Brady back there. Is Tom Brady Tom Brady?
Of course not.
He's the quarterback. He's the quarterback. That's basically what you're saying. Now we're going to ignore the fact that we had some of the worst offensive lines in previous years. We've had some of the worst offensive lines, and I know that was far-fetched and that was an exaggerated example with the Jakeem Grant. But I'm proving the point of, are we going to sit here and act like we ain't have some of the worst O-lines on this team? We're going to sit here and act like Tannehill ain't throw for the third most yards in NFL history in his first 4 years combined. But take the second most sacks in NFL history during that time. Still put up the third highest yards thrown, but the second most sacks. This is NFL history. The guy put up the third most passing yards behind Peyton Manning and Matt Ryan.
There you go. You're talking about that.
No. It ain't just that. What I'm saying is he was able to accomplish that, which means he could throw the ball. I'm not talking about the intangibles here, but during that process, he was still the third most sacked quarterback in NFL history during the first 4 seasons.
Hey, let me ask you this. Who was the last rookie quarterback to start in a playoff game for the Miami Dolphins?
The last rookie quarterback to start in a game for the Miami Dolphins?
To start in a playoff game for the Miami Dolphins.
Hell, I don't even remember. Was it Chad? Dan Marino, okay.
That's absolutely terrible. Dan Marino been retired for the last 15, 20 years. Look at Lamar Jackson. His first year, he lead his team to the playoffs. Look at Mitch Trubisky. His second year, lead his team to the playoffs.
Okay. Hold on. Who did you just name? Who did you just name leading their teams to the playoffs?
These are rookie quarterbacks and second-year quarterbacks.
Name the quarterbacks again.
Patrick Mahomes, second-year quarterback. Mitchell, second-year quarterback.
Hold on. Let's go one by one. First, you said Patrick Mahomes. Has Tannehill ever had Patrick Mahomes' O-line? Has Tannehill ever had a roster with the weapons that Patrick Mahomes had? Has Tannehill ever had the tight end that Patrick Mahomes had? Has Tannehill ever had the defense Patrick Mahomes has? Has Tannehill ever had the coach Patrick Mahomes had?
We're going to act like Ryan Tannehill never had any time, like Ryan Tannehill never had a Pro Bowl Jarvis Landry. We're going to act like he never had a good wide receiver in Mike Wallace.
Do me a favor because it's breaking up. I'm going to call you back, okay? One more. Give me a second. I'm going to call you back, okay? Let me call on my regular cell because this is a good conversation. 624. All right. Y'all give me a second. Sorry about the breakup, man. The Chiefs' defense sucks. Man, y'all crazy. Why? Because the Patriots ripped them apart? Because I heard his last point and he couldn't be more wrong. Tannehill got so many people fired. Well, they deserved it. Yeah, we got a much better reception now. Now, the last thing I heard you said, so you mean to tell me Tannehill ain't have talent like Mike Wallace? I bet you every single person. Let me finish. Go ahead.
He had Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry in his first 4 years was a four-time Pro Bowler.
Okay.
Now, we want to diminish Jarvis Landry, but let's not act like Jarvis Landry wasn't a decent wide receiver. He had Mike Pouncey. Mike Pouncey was a Pro Bowler. He still had Larry Tunsil. Tunsil still was a great player. He had Albert. What is his name?
Brandon Albert. Go ahead, Brandon Albert.
Jay Ajayi was a Pro Bowl running back.
Keep going.
Before Jay Ajayi, he had Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller is not a Le'Veon Bell or.
Hold on. But what you're naming with all these people, wasn't that Tannehill best year until he got hurt? Wasn't it his best year?
So you okay with mediocre?
No. Where do you get mediocre from? This man was finna lead us to the playoffs. Wasn't he 8-2? Wasn't he 8-2 or something like that?
Okay, I give you that, but we don't know that for sure.
No. What do you mean we don't know it for sure? He got hurt, and Matt Moore came in and finished it off to take him to the playoffs. What are you talking about? You're proving my point. You're proving it. You're sitting here naming the talent that he had, which was his best season. Best season. The one that made us miss him when he got injured. And then when he got injured in training camp, we missed him more. And then it was the first time I ever heard the fan base excited about Ryan Tannehill coming back. The first time ever.
But TD, all I'm saying, you trying to act like Ryan Tannehill never had any talent around. What I'm saying is
when he played his worst, he didn't have the talent. See, okay, let me back up. Ryan Tannehill started out as a quarterback that was like, okay, Ryan Tannehill doing okay. This ain't great. TD said that rookie year, second year, you saw improvement, huh?
When he couldn't throw the deep
Thank
ball.
you. You're spot on. I'm giving. Let me finish and give you the timeline. When he couldn't throw the deep ball, second year, it got better, but it still ain't what we want to see. But we see his improvements overall. Still ain't our franchise quarterback. Third year, Tannehill looking like he's coming on, but we having too many bully gate issues. The offensive line getting suspended, all kind of drama on the team. Fourth year, Tannehill had his coming out party. That's when he was balling. You saw the progression, and he reached that moment where we actually believed it. Well, at least I did. I actually believed in him. Then this man had an amazing season, and he got hurt.
It was okay. It wasn't amazing.
Okay, you call it what you want, but I tell you what, we were headed to the playoffs, and we did make it, actually. Matt Moore came in and finished it off, and nobody talked about Matt Moore last few games was actually a losing record and still made the playoffs. Like 2-3 or something like that. But nobody talk about that. But we went to the playoffs. That was Tannehill's playoff year, but he got hurt. We came back next year. All right, this Tannehill year, freak injury. Nobody even touched him, out for another season. And then when he finally came back, we didn't have those same players. We didn't have anyone. He came back to offensive line hell for the rest of his career with Miami. That's a fact. So when I say he ain't had no talent around him, the one time he did was his best season, and it was enough. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not trying to make this a Ryan Tannehill debate. What I'm trying to say is we haven't had a quarterback to play, a quarterback that we drafted. I'm not talking about the Chad Penningtons. I'm not talking about the Matt Moore where we go play Pittsburgh and we get embarrassed on national TV. I'm talking about a quarterback that we drafted, that we developed since Dan Marino. That's ridiculous. Dan Marino is the only nice thing that we have. That's why we sit up there at home and we watch football on TV, and they keep showing Dan Marino at the press box because that's the only nice thing that we have. And you mean to tell me that you got teams like the Chiefs that draft a quarterback and he lead his team to the NFC Championship his second year? He's an MVP. Look at the Bears. Mitch Trubisky lead his team to the playoffs.
Listen, if Lamar Jackson was on the Chiefs, they might have even made it to the AFC Championship game. See, this is what you're missing. These quarterbacks you're comparing. No, but these quarterback to get us to the dance. No, but you act like it's just the quarterback that gets you there. That's the difference in ideology. It's not just the quarterback that gets you there. It's not just the quarterback that gets you. That's the difference in ideology with people in football. These quarterback believers. It's not just the quarterback that gets you there. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had 5,000 yards. I mean, all it took was one receiver being half as talented as he had, and he has 3,800 yards. All it takes is two less great offensive linemen, and he gets 3,500 yards on the season. But y'all want to put it all on the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is a great talent, but he got the luxury of playing college football. Do you know what that means when I say college football this year? That means just like all the rest of these college stars that we want to draft.
Okay, we're going to take Patrick Mahomes out.
Thank you. That's fair.
Patrick Mahomes is a transcendent talent to me. He's going to be good a long time.
Nah. I don't know.
That's my opinion.
I don't know.
What about teams like the Ravens, Lamar Jackson? What about Dak Prescott?
Hold on. Oh, my gosh. See, you're doing it to yourself, man. First of all, I would start talking about Lamar Jackson, but we're going to actually go on Prescott because that's an even easier one for me. Okay? Do you even look at the rest of the team? Dak Prescott has one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Number one. And let me educate you on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott rookie year made that entire fan base feel like they had the next Troy Aikman. Then Ezekiel Elliott, the second year, gets suspended. And I lived in Dallas for 12 years. I just moved from Dallas 5 months ago. The entire fan base, I'm all in the barbershop. They hated Dak Prescott when Ezekiel Elliott was out because they were losing games because he wasn't enough to get it done. And not to mention, it wasn't just Ezekiel Elliott. 2 of their offensive linemen had early injuries and they were out. And that is pure proof to show you it's not just the quarterback. Ezekiel Elliott came back. They still struggled a little, but they got a few wins. Them offensive linemen came back. They hit their stride and couldn't lose a game and went to the playoffs. And their defense is so legit. Them linebackers they drafted, if you ever watch Cowboy football, that defense is legit. And I'm telling you now, you keep naming quarterbacks that are in an amazing situation. But you know what? Guess what's going to happen?
Jackson wasn't in an amazing situation.
Who wasn't?
Lamar Jackson.
Hold on.
The Baltimore Ravens had a good defense, but they didn't have a lot on the offense.
Listen. You're right. Lamar Jackson, now I ain't going to sit here and act like he was in a Miami Dolphins situation, but he wasn't in an amazing situation. But I have gone on the record to tell everybody, I still stick with my stance because it's proven. Mobile quarterbacks are good enough to get you in the playoffs, but not win you any meaningful games. They are not meant to win you any meaningful games.
See what you saying?
If you don't have a great team around them.
See what you saying and what I'm saying, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you go because I ain't gonna talk you to death, bro.
You good, bro? This is a good conversation.
You know what teams like the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson, you know what Russell Wilson give the Seahawks? And I see you say Russell Wilson is an okay quarterback, but you know what a quarterback like Russell Wilson give the Seahawks and a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers give the Green Bay Packers? He gives them a fighting chance.
No. Separate the two. Separate Rodgers and your boy with Seattle, Russell Wilson. Talk about Russell Wilson real quick. Let me hear that. He gives them a fighting chance. Okay.
And see, what I feel like we haven't had a quarterback to give us a fighting chance. We had the Jay Cutlers, the Brock Osweiler, the Matt Moore, the Ryan Tannehill. We haven't had a quarterback that we can go and say, you know something, we for sure going to the playoffs this year.
Bro.
We always in that 7 and 9, 8 and 8. If things go right, maybe we can go to the playoffs. We play in the worst division in the NFL. There's no reason why we should be projected to win 2 to 3 games when we play in the New York Jets, the Buffalo Bills. We talking about other than the Patriots, it's nothing but trash in our division. The Jets are not that much better than the Dolphins. The Bills are not that much better than the Dolphins. But you know, in my opinion, they got young quarterbacks.
Bro.
They got young quarterbacks.
Bro. You keep talking about these young quarterbacks that ain't did nothing but go to a wild card game. And if you wanted to, and then the rest of it, hold on.
They still got a fighting chance.
Hold on. But you keep on thinking it's just the quarterback. Russell Wilson, for instance. Russell Wilson had his best success when he had the best defense in the NFL. And as soon as he got his deal, and they couldn't afford defense, and Sherman and all of them had to vacate, he was nothing better than a wild card. And then when he just got his new deal, let's see how well they do.
You know what Russell Wilson is? If a football team was a band, Russell Wilson is the Beyonce of the group.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the background singers. Yeah, you got the drummer. You got the keyboard player. Yeah, you got the background singers or whatever. But Russell Wilson is the Beyonce of the group. He's the face. He's the main attraction.
Yeah.
Beyonce out.
You're distorting perception when you say that. Singing is different from a team sport. Beyonce, put it like this. Beyonce don't need no backup singers. She can go out there solo by herself and do what she do. You think Russell Wilson can sit there? You can give Russell Wilson a center. Okay, he go out there on the field without right guards and right tackles? You're distorting the reality, man, when you make examples like that. It's not one that fits the occasion. It does not fit. I know what you meant when you said it, but no. Listen, man, Russell Wilson is I actually like Russell Wilson. I think he's above average, elite, bottom elite. I really do believe in that. And I agree with you. He is a difference maker too. And when I say a difference maker, somebody who ain't gonna lose games for you, he can only add to the production of the team. But at the end of the day, why are we sitting here ignoring? Let me tell you what's gonna happen. And this is me putting my Nostradamus hat on, my psychic hat. And only time will tell. Y'all may think I'm wrong. Some of you may think I'm right. But time will tell. Russell Wilson just got a $35 million contract. They had to let go 2 of their all-pro players on their defense as soon as they gave them the contract. That is a fact. Let's see how Russell Wilson does for these next 4 years, unless they have the best draft that they possibly can, which is going to be tough for them because they always going to be drafting in the middle of the road. But let's stop right there. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to have one more phenomenal season, and as soon as he gets his $40 million, and trust me, it's going to be 40 a year. I want to see what happens the year after he get his 40. Then you come back and talk to me. Don't sit there and tell me he threw for 5,000, then he threw for another 4,800, and now all of a sudden he 39. Yeah, but he's still good. And he ain't gonna throw for 5,000 every year, and then he gonna throw for what, 36, and it's gonna fluctuate because he ain't gonna have the same offensive line in front of him. He ain't gonna have the same weapons in front of him. Because what y'all want to ignore is how much 40 million taken out of 40 million, 20% of the overall salary cap. Y'all ain't talking about that. You're not talking about how much he's getting paid right now. You're not talking about all these young quarterbacks that you keep bringing up that ain't winning Super Bowls. Let's get that straight now. Other than Russell Wilson, they ain't winning Super Bowls.
Hold on. We're talking about the National Football League. Teams that make the playoffs one year, the next year they won't make the playoffs. The worst team get the pick, get the overall pick. The NFL is made for the worst team to get good and the good teams to get bad. So you're never going to have what the Patriots is doing right now is unprecedented. We'll never see nothing like that. So you can't expect for a Russell Wilson to make the Super Bowl.
We'll see it with Miami, but go ahead. Listen, I'm not expecting him to make the Super Bowl. I'm making a point of a larger sample size. You're bringing up the point to me of what these young quarterbacks are doing. Stop saying what they're doing because they ain't doing nothing but going to the playoffs and losing. If that's good enough for you, us getting somebody that's going to take us to the playoffs and keep losing, then I get your point. If that's good enough for you. But my point of the matter is every single one of these young quarterbacks you talking about are going to the playoffs and losing. What do you think is going to happen when they come off their rookie contract and get their big deal and they can't afford all them great offensive linemen because they only getting – see, these quarterbacks getting paid 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million a year right now. Do you know what happens to a roster when they getting 25, 30, 35, 40? Now, y'all don't want to talk about that. And the crazy thing is history has shown us. Cam Newton, rookie contract, first 4 years, amazing. Soon as he got his money, they don't even know if he's that quarterback of the future right now. Let me finish this point. RG3, first 4 years, amazing. I don't even know where he is right now. Kaepernick, first 4 years, amazing. What happened to him? He ain't the only one. We can keep going. The only one survived that era was Andrew Luck, if you ask me. And they actually finally got smart and started fixing the trenches. He wasn't the only one. It was more, man. I know I'm missing some. I know I'm missing some of these young guys that came in around that same time. They've already proven it to you. All of them were young. They looked amazing like the future. They were all mobile, but it never equated to winning it all. And then when they got off their rookie deal, their team was never the same. And we want to ignore why their team was never the same. You want this temporary glory. Give me this young quarterback. And he's temporarily going to get you to the playoffs on a cheap contract because he's good enough for 4 years. And as soon as he get his big deal, the team ain't the same. The proof is in the pudding all around you. All around you. But all you're doing is looking at the now. Now you want to talk about Patrick Mahomes. You want to talk about what's the guy in Houston? And what's the guy with the Ravens? No, Jackson and whoever in Houston. You want to talk about the next era of guys that's about to do the same freaking thing when they get off their rookie deal. Why they on their rookie deal? What's that?
I want your perspective on this, and I'm gonna get out of here and let you get somebody else. I know we've been talking for a minute.
You good? What's up?
Today, when I was at the camp, right? Brian Flores did something that kind of bothered me.
What was that?
I want to know if I'm tripping. My homeboy said I was tripping, but it kind of bothered me.
Kenny Steele's push-ups or something?
Right? Huh?
Kenny Steele's push-ups or something?
No. He Josh Rosen threw an interception, right? And you can tell that Josh Rosen was kind of down because he walked off the field with his head down. And so when Josh Rosen was walking off the field with his head down, Brian Flores springed up and said, "Pick your damn head up." I mean, and it was loud. It was real loud. Like even the fan base, the people around me were looking like, "Whoa." To me, that kind of, I don't know what that do for Brian Flores. I mean, for Josh Rosen. I know Brian Flores want to be hard. And he's a first-time coach, but I don't think you can be that hard on your quarterback, especially when you talking about a guy like Josh Rosen that his confidence is already kind of fragile. I think he could have kind of handled that better. I think he could have walked over to Josh Rosen and been like, "Okay, listen, next time, do it this way or do it that way." To me, he kind of embarrassed him. Is it just me looking at it wrong?
It's you because you're showing a kind heart to Josh Rosen. Flores don't want nothing but dogs on that team. He don't want head hangers. He want guys that got their head hung high saying, "Next time I go out there, I'm going to show you that ain't going to happen again." He ain't got time for that little passive aggressive stuff. He's the alpha.
Like that with your quarterback, though?
He's the alpha. Who's the head of the team? Who's the head of the team? You tell me who is the head of the team. I know you like the quarterback. You want to put everything on the quarterback, but we finally got a coach that's inserting his dominance and saying, "I'm the head." Pick your damn head up. Because you know what? Too much is riding on Rosen. Too many people believe in him to be passive to him. You got to give somebody like that tough love. And if you can't take the pressure, then what make you think he can take the NFL?
You're right.
What make you think he can take the NFL? These players on the other side, if he's messed up mentally about what Flores did, what you think these good defenders going to do when they talking that crap to him? And they making him feel it. And they hitting him late just to get under his skin because they know he got that little poutiness. And I'm glad you told me that. I didn't even know that happened. I had no idea that happened. I'm happy you called. That pumps me up. It pumps me up because I'm not looking at what Rosen did by putting his head down. And I'm also not looking at Flores, his action of him putting the head down. What I want to know is, what did Rosen do after he said that? That's what matters. Did he bounce back? Did he pick his head up and run to that TNT wall? Or did he shrug it even more or feel embarrassed and a little timid? That's what I want to know.
To me, Rosen struggled. I mean, outside of a couple of plays, Rosen struggled all day today.
Yeah,
but I feel like when your quarterback is struggling like that, I don't think your head coach. I don't know. Maybe you're right because I kind of feel like.
Here's a better way to help you. Who said he's your quarterback?
Well, we hoping he's our quarterback.
No. We let's dive in Flores' brain right now. Not ours. Not our hopes. Who says he's our quarterback? Who says, see, in Flores' brain, he ain't my quarterback yet. Fitzpatrick ain't my quarterback yet either. You want to be my quarterback, pick your head up. You see what I mean? Get out of the fan base head. I'm running a team. If we don't get this right, I get fired in 2 to 3 or 4 years. I ain't got time to be waiting and babying you. I can't even believe that happened. Man, oh my gosh. That is news to my ears. And I love it. But again, when he said that to Rosen, what did Rosen do?
I mean, Rosen went over there. He stood by what the quarterback, the guy, the quarterback coach. I don't know the quarterback coach name.
It was the assistant. I don't know his name either. I forget it. It was the assistant to Caldwell.
He stood over there, and Rosen, like I said, man, what concerns me about Rosen is Rosen wasn't even playing with the first teams. If Josh Rosen was getting picked off by Xavier Howard, Minka Fitzpatrick,
then it'll make sense.
It makes sense. You would have been like, okay,
exactly.
You talking about Xavier Howard, a top cornerback in the league,
but it was Wilts or something that were picking him off.
He got picked off by a second, third string, a guy who may not even make the team.
I said that on my first stream today. I said that on the first stream. I said, and then look who he's getting picked off by, man. Come on, man. And then when he threw a touchdown later in the day, it was on somebody that may not make the team either. I said I want to see him throw that touchdown on Xavier Howard or Minka. You're right. But gosh, I can't believe you dropped that bomb on us tonight. That's golden. That's golden. That's what I want to hear. I can't wait to get down there next week.
I still got some mixed feelings about it, but yeah, I found that very interesting.
But I think you should want him to be even more aggressive towards Rosen, because think about it, if you are somebody who wants Rosen to be that guy, you should be happy actually about what Flores did, because Flores is setting the tone. He's letting it be known straight up. I ain't playing with not one of y'all out here. Not a single one of you. I don't care who you are. I'm not playing. You ain't got to play. And this is what he did in New England. Y'all think Flores is this passive guy because he get in front of camera and that bald head make him look a little passive and he just talking all nice? Flores is a dog. He is a dog. That's why he's so respected. He know how, man, Flores give you that business. He ain't backing down from nobody. And he already know he can hold his own. He ain't worried about none of them popping off on him. What's up?
Well, T, I appreciate you giving me the time, bro, man.
Man, I appreciate you calling. We had a good.
Put some respect on King Drake name too, man.
What happened?
Put some respect on King Drake name, man.
I don't respect it?
Nah.
How? I say he a great back.
Yeah, but King Drake is probably a top 3 player on our roster right now, man. You can make an argument Xavier Howard, Thompson, and then King Drake. I think Minka Fitzpatrick is a little overrated until I see more out of Minka Fitzpatrick. Every time I say that, people say I don't know football. I shouldn't be talking about football. I don't know what I'm talking about. But so I don't anoint people until they show me something. So, you know.
So Drake has more value than Rashard Jones.
In my opinion, yeah, because Drake is young.
Okay. No, I'm talking about the player. I ain't talking about age right now. I'm talking about the player.
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to get out of here. We're too hard on King Drake. We're too hard on King Drake. King Drake, what people are not pointing out, King Drake was our best wide receiver last year. Do y'all know that Albert Wilson got hurt? Jakeem Grant got hurt? We know Devontae Parker, he's going to get hurt. Kenny Stills got hurt. Did you know we had to go out and sign Bryce? But the only consistent wide receiver that we had really was Drake. If we're using Drake as wide receiver, of course the man ain't for the run for 1,000. Of course the man is not for the run for 1,500 yards. If he's taking a place of Albert Woods, he was our best. To me, in my opinion, because Kenny Stills had a down year last year. If you were to take King Drake off our team, listen, did y'all know Danny Amendola was our number 1 wide receiver? He led our team in receiving yards.
I was just about to mention him, but a lot of that had to do with injuries and the fact that we spread the ball around. You can expect that going forward as well. The ball will be spread around.
Exactly. So in my opinion, why we so hard on, you know what we as Dolphins fans do? We as Dolphins fans, we'll have a Hyundai parked in our garage. But we'll look at our neighbor house, right, and we'll look at a Bentley. So because we see our neighbor have a Bentley, we downgrade that little Honda that's in our garage, not knowing that the Honda get the kids back and forth to school, the Honda get me and the wife back and forth to work. What I'm saying is let's appreciate what we have and take care of what we have.
I love the analogy, but I want to add one to that to basically rebuttal what you're saying. We don't look in other people's yard. Hold on. Let me finish my example to prove my point. We look in our own yard and we look at that Honda, right? And we look right next to it at that Hyundai and say, oh, it got better gas mileage. That's what we do. That's not being hard on the Hyundai. If we also got a Hyundai in our own yard. We ain't looking next door. So when I talk about Kenyon Drake and Kalen Ballage, yeah, Kenyon Drake may be a Hyundai in our own yard that can get the job done, but why I ain't gonna drive this Honda, the other car that got better gas mileage potentially? That's what's really happening. But then we get accused of downing the Hyundai. No. Yeah, that's a better example. Kenyon Drake is an F3500.
That's not true. Kenyon Drake, in my opinion, Kenyon Drake and Xavier Howard, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion. Kenyon Drake, Xavier Howard, and Thompson was the three most important players on our team last year. If you take Kenyon Drake and Xavier Howard off our team last year, we may not win 3 games. Kenyon Drake won games by himself. Bro,
you couldn't be more wrong. The injuries. We had more players that got injured that were more important than Kenyon Drake.
That's what I'm saying. And who had to step in? When Albert Wilson got hurt and Jakeem Grant got hurt, who had to come and play slot receiver?
Yeah, but you're putting more emphasis on somebody who had to step in. Okay, you're gonna get the opportunities when you step in. You're gonna get the opportunities. But you didn't earn those opportunities. You got them because other people got hurt. That's not forget that.
What I'm saying, I believe if Kenyon Drake would have just been our running back, let's forget about putting him as slot receiver and putting him because we know he had to play wide receiver. I truly believe this, bro. If Kenyon Drake would have just stuck to just being a running back and protecting that craft, he would have ran over 1,000 yards. He was one of the best.
Well, before
one of the best running backs in the league.
No, but before he became just our running back, he had to beat Frank Gore first, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, but Frank Gore got a lot of touches because Kenyon Drake was playing in a slot because we had our wide receivers were just hurt.
No, you don't get a pass on that one. No, sir. No, sirree. There were a lot of times Kenyon Drake was sitting on that bench and without wide receiver play watching Frank Gore. I'm talking about full first and second quarters. It was games where you ain't see Kenyon Drake until the second quarter. Literally. No, the better back last year was Frank Gore.
You're talking about the same Frank Gore that only scored 1 touchdown for us.
The same Frank Gore that was moving the chains.
You're talking about Kenyon Drake, a guy that led the team in touchdowns. You're talking about a guy that came in second in receiving yards.
You cannot look at touchdowns as the factor. Hold on. You act like hold on. Let me make this point.
And I don't get into the touchdown.
Hold on. No. I'm not finna let you do Frank Gore like that. You act like Frank Gore ain't drive that ball down the field. We could drive the ball 70 yards down the field and 40 of them belong to Frank Gore, and we could be in the red zone. They hand it off to Kenyon Drake, and he get it in for the touchdown. It ain't no difference from that Bears game where Frank Gore ran the ball for about 60 yards down the field, and Frank Gore comes in the goal line and fumbled the freaking ball. That's what was happening all season. That's why he got those touchdown touches. Frank Gore was putting in all the work to get down there and was tired as hell. Then they put Kenyon Drake in, and he'll run it in or catch the ball for the touchdown. That's not act like he put in the work. A lot of that was sparing Frank Gore, getting ready for the next drive.
I think you kind of overrating Frank Gore. I think Frank Gore was more of an accessory. I don't think Frank Gore was that big of a factor.
And you know what? If I agreed with you on that's even worse for Kenyon Drake. That's even worse. If I agree with that assessment, that makes Kenyon Drake look even worse. You got beat out by an accessory then. You see what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong.
I don't think you've been fair to Kenyon Drake. I don't think that there's been time where Kenyon Drake had to go play punt return because remember Jakeem Grant got hurt, so he had to return kicks.
Because that's what the Dolphins brought Kenyon Drake in to be, a backup running guard and a special teams guy.
You're talking about that's why Minka Fitzpatrick to me is a little bit overrated because that's not burnt. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like Minka.
That's all. Hold on. Now I gotta defend Minka Fitzpatrick. First of all, hold on. Minka was not getting burnt. Let me get this straight now. Minka Fitzpatrick in the nickel was Pro Bowl status if he played there all year. Minka Fitzpatrick in the safety.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Hold on. Let me finish this.
Drake was a running back, straight running back. He may have been a Pro Bowl.
Nah, well, he had to beat his guy out first. Minka Fitzpatrick ain't had to beat nobody out at the nickel. They needed him at other positions because they needed him. He didn't have to beat nobody out. That was his spot. If we were fully healthy, Minka would have lived in the nickel. But let me keep going to this point that Minka got beat. Minka didn't get beat. The problem with Minka was he was too much on top of the play. He turned around and next thing you know it's pass interference. He got a lot of pass interference calls. Minka was all over that field making plays. I know what you're saying when you quote unquote say he got beat. The only time that was happening is
do me a favor. For your fans that's watching this, go back and watch the Oakland Raiders game.
I was just finna.
Jones got hurt.
Watch
how many times Minka Fitzpatrick was getting beat. Listen, I love Minka.
I was just finna say to you that the only time Minka got beat was at the cornerback position. We talking about a position that this guy don't even play. The only time he got beat at the cornerback position, and that's when the team is stretched out so much that you got to put.
Safety.
What happened?
He was playing safety against Oakland.
How the hell you get beat at safety? That's help side.
He was the safety. He was getting burned. Go watch the game. Go watch the film. I watch every Miami Dolphins at least 2 or 3 times.
Listen, I get what you're saying. But you're missing.
Let's not overrate Minka.
I'm not overrating. Listen, I look at Minka as a nickel / safety. When you put the two positions together in his performance, the kid balled out. Now you add the cornerback in there, and it deflated his what you would view him as greatly. It deflated him. But Minka in the safety position, Minka was balling in the safety position. Yeah, there were times where players was coming across the field and, oh, crap, I got beat. Just like the point I make with Xavier Howard. Everybody gets beat, but it still don't excuse the fact that they get beat. But I don't view
Minka.
Xavier
Howard is different because Xavier Howard is a top cornerback. And he don't have no pass rush. He got garbage on the other side of him. He has absolutely no help. So what Xavier Howard is doing is impressive because he don't have anything around him. You know, he got pure garbage on the other side of the cornerback position. He doesn't have any defensive ends to put any pressure on the quarterback. So what Xavier Howard doing is actually phenomenal, to be honest with you, because he's not playing with a lot of talent around him on the defensive side of the ball.
You mean to tell me Xavier Howard ain't have a safety behind him a good safety behind him at all times?
No, I'm talking about last year, because you remember
Last year is what I'm talking about.
Remember Rashad Jones quit on the team. Remember, we didn't have another cornerback beside Xavier Howard. Remember, Cameron Wake. Come on now, Cameron Wake was a shell of himself. Robert Quinn was absolutely garbage. That was money that we overspent. We didn't have any defensive tackles. You're the one that was saying we need to build the trenches.
Yeah, we do need to build the trenches, but that's not true that Cam Wake was a shell of himself and Robert Quinn was garbage. You have to understand okay, go back to the first 3 games. Those guys were showing up. As soon as we lost the tackle, as soon as we lost that guy, that defensive anchor in the middle, soon as William Hayes and them boys went out due to injury, every team we played starting week 6, every team we played would run an offensive line of 7 or 8 men on the offensive line. And you know what? When you look at the film, Cam Wake was double, and it wasn't even a double team like 2 guys coming at him. The right tackle for Cam Wake on the left side, on his left side, the right tackle first step every time would be outside. He didn't have to worry about Cam Wake going inside, because if he went inside, matter of fact, let me back that up. The tight end, the extra blocking tight end on every single offense that Cam Wake played against, the tight end first step he took was outside. I ain't letting Cam Wake get outside. I don't need to guess. I'll never get beat, because as soon as the ball hiked, I'm immediately going outside. And if Cameron Wake put a move on him and came inside, the right tackle was right there waiting. Every time they did that on the right side to Wake, they did it on the left side to Quinn. And they let the middle of the field go one-on-one, and we never won the battle because our starting guys in the middle were out. That was a schematic thing. I'm not going to sit here and say, though, Cam Wake was a shell of himself and Robert Quinn was garbage. That was a schematic thing. Those guys were still trying to come at the quarterbacks, and it wasn't so much double team. It was just eliminating everything they tried to do. Speed rush outside. Don't matter because the guy ain't got to sit there and say, where's he going? I'm just going to go outside. Oh, bull rush. I'm good. And I got help. That was a schematic thing. Those guys weren't bad. But my point is Xavier Howard always in his career had a safety behind him that was legit. That was good. That held him down. That he didn't have to worry about being beat.
Okay, Rashad Jones is right now in his career. Let's not act like Rashad Jones is the old Rashad Jones of the old. And Xavier Howard doesn't have a second cornerback beside him. Outside of Xavier, if Xavier Howard get hurt right now, this defense is just if something happened to Xavier Howard this year, we're talking about our defense would be terrible. I mean, let's not overrate Rashad Jones. Rashad Jones, to me, he's still a decent. I'm not trying to act like he's booty cheeks, but he's not the same Rashad Jones of old.
Well, let me ask you a question. Rashad Jones at a Pro Bowl status was a 10. When was
Rashad Jones a Pro Bowl status?
No.
When was the last time he was a Pro Bowl status?
No. That ain't what I meant. What I'm saying to you is, if Rashad Jones was a perfect 10 at his Pro Bowl status, then what would you give him last year?
Well, to me, that was one of Rashad Jones' worst years.
What would you give him?
He had moments, but Rashad Jones got hurt. He missed like 2 games. He quit on us.
Forget the quitting, forget the hurt games. What do you rank Rashad Jones on a scale of 1 to 10 last year?
Last year? Mm-hmm. About a 6.5, 7. You know, he had moments.
I would agree more with the 7, but I'll also tell you that if a cornerback got anything of a 7 or above behind him, he's straight. I'm not sitting here saying he's the same Pro Bowl Rashad Jones last year, but if he got anything behind him that was a 7 or better, he is straight. He got his help side.
Y'all ain't looking at what Xavier Howard is doing. Xavier Howard, to be honest with you, outside of Minkah Fitzpatrick last year, he was pretty much. I'm gonna be honest with you because we got trash linebackers. I like Baker. I think Baker has a lot of upside, but I'm not so. I'm over Kiko Alonso. I'm not sold on Raekwon McMillan. I'm not sold on our defensive tackles. Okay, I give you Cameron Wake. Cameron Wake is a decent defensive end, but to me, Robert Quinn, we overpaid for him. Really, Xavier Howard, to be honest with you, might have been a one-man band with a garbage defensive coordinator.
That's not the case, man. I've been streaming.
You're talking about one of the worst defensive coordinators, in my opinion, that was in the National Football League last year. In my opinion, he was the worst.
Listen, man, I just think you're not looking at the attributables, man, of everything that caused it. But this was a good conversation, man. I've been on this stream for 2 hours and 38 minutes. I do have to go at this point, man. And right, Pete, bro, I got your call, and I'm sorry, but I appreciate you calling in, man. This is the talk that I love for this channel. You know, different views, not just always agreeing, and that's good too, but I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you calling in, weathering this storm, and actually giving us your take and backing it up and talking about why you believe it is what it is. That's much respect from me to you, all right?
Yeah, man, and I appreciate what you're doing. I think you're a great ambassador for the Dolphins, man, and I think you're a great guy to look at. Man, I look at you, bro, and I just admire everything about you, the way you acknowledge God, the way you is with your family, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Appreciate your love, man. Love you, man. All right, man. All right. But yeah, guys, man, this is TD Phins Talk, man. My wife already came in the room like, I mean, are we finna end our night or something? So, hey, I got to get out of here, man. This was a good show, man. I know it went long, but this is what it's about. And we got to hear from y'all. So when we have these shows, I love the moments where we call in because we get to go through a lot of this stuff.
we get to talk about a lot of this stuff. But overall, man, I hope y'all enjoyed it. To it, y'all just hit me up. Make sure you find me on Twitter at TD Phins Talk. Y'all check out the merch store. Make sure that y'all and everybody who donated to the channel, appreciate your love and support. I appreciate y'all putting your money where your mouth is. And hey, Pete, don't forget, extra large, Pete. Extra large. And don't be funny trying to get me an extra large Rosen. Fitzpatrick, all right? And not Ryan. I want Minka. Because he's more long term. But hey, this your boy TD. I love y'all. Remember, stay blessed. Keep your head up, guys. And if you ever need someone to talk to, TD's right here. I'm your boy. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you, love you, love you. Peace. I'm out. I know y'all keep calling me, but y'all got to stop. I'm not going to answer at this point, all right? I got to go. The wife already looking at me crazy like, oh, you in the doghouse. So I'm out.